Hey everyone, welcome to episode 7?
Yes.
Yes, episode 7 of Into the Mist. This is RealmSmith, our Curse of Strahd campaign. And the guys on Zoom are frozen tonight again. Perfect, right now. We are not seeing you move, but we can hear you. We want to welcome again Matthew Lillard and Noura Ibrahim in their respective roles. As usual, I do not know why they're... Because, Zoom looks like it's working. For some reason, they're not. But they will be back, I promise. By the end of announcements, everything's going to work great. You guys are moving now, I think, kind of. Ish. There you go. Cool.
There we go.
Cool. I want to thank, first of all of our sponsors, our main title sponsors, specifically Dungeons & Dragons, for having us on their channel and for their ongoing support. To Beetle and Grimm's for their incredible ongoing sponsorship.
Yes.
We will be continually featuring the items from their new legendary Curse of Strahd box that they have on sale right now. You can go to www.beetleandgrims.com to check that out. They also just announced a platinum, is that right? A platinum Icewind Dale? Silver, sorry.
A silver version.
I'm horrible. It's a silver version. And can you tell us, Matt, real quick, just how the silver version is different from the version that you guys announced earlier? The platinum you announced, this is the silver.
It's not as fancy.
Right.
There you go.
It's not collectible. It's collectible. You feel free to collect all of them if you so desire. But they're not numbered. It won't have minis in it. But we sold out so fast. We sold out months and months before we sold out all our boxes. We sold out this one months and months before delivery. And so we really wanted to make sure that if you wanted it and didn't get a chance to get it, you had a chance to get a box version of the adventure. It's a great
amazing.
adventure.
That's
really
great.
Yeah.
That is so great. Awesome.
D's and G's.
And also want to thank our other main title sponsor, Syrinscape. You can check them out at www.syrinscape.com/RealmSmith. If you go there and you type RealmSmith into the search bar, you will find a lot of the sound sets that we use for our sets, including Hopeless Village, Death House, and we have a bunch of others that we've created for Syrinscape and will continue to ongoing through the campaign, and we're very happy to have them as well. Also want to thank our product sponsors, WizKids, Dwarven Forge, Hero Forge. We're just waiting on the last miniature from Muskoka, actually, and I'll paint him up and he will join the party, and we will be complete. Mithril Armory, of course, as usual. You guys are doing a giveaway tonight?
We are doing a giveaway
Joel,
tonight.
you want to talk about it?
Yes, sure. I will address this camera over here.
Yeah.
The giveaway is a little bit different tonight. Just type in the giveaway command inside of Twitch, and you'll be notified on how to proceed. But effectively, follow us on socials. Our Instagram specifically is at Mithril Armory. And this week, at the end of the week, on the player's table, so Thursday night, I will pick a winner from our followers. So that way, people who are watching us on Twitch tonight can join. People who watch us on YouTube Premiere tomorrow can also join. And then we'll be able to do the giveaway on Thursday night. So that's how it will work. And the command, so just follow us on Instagram, at Mithril Armory. MyTHROLLARMORY.
Yes, wow, that was good. And not the Canadian spelling, that was good. Not the
US spelling.
Yeah, the Queen's English.
the President's English.
and thank you to D&D Beyond, as usual. We are powered officially by D&D Beyond, and I heard, actually, that they acquired, and I might be wrong on this, I often am.
Yeah.
I think they acquired Auge, I heard, recently.
Oh.
Which is the integrated command
line tool, totally.
tool that we use in our Discord for people to roleplay during our Discord. So congrats to D&D Beyond on that. Speaking of the Discord, we have this incredible Discord channel that if you subscribe to support us on our streams, so either at Tier 1, Tier 2, or Tier 3, then you are entered into our Discord roleplay community as a bonus and as a thank you to us. And we run quests, and you can basically play Vistani and weave a narrative with all of the other, I think we have 300 Discord users now.
Yeah.
And you can roleplay with all of the Vistani in their camps, and what you do in the Discord affects the live stream and vice versa. And it's so fun and so awesome. People are crafting stuff as Vistani, and they will be featured on stream from time to time this season.
We've built in some gameplay mechanics into the Discord.
Yes.
So that's
absolutely. Totally. Thanks, of course, to our Smith Guardians. As usual, they are our moderators. They are our Discord what do you call them? Overlords,
Yeah.
I'm going to call them.
Yeah.
Because they're not just moderators. They do so much more, and we're so thankful to those guys. They're DMs, they're moderators, they're plot weavers, they're story writers, they're a lot of wonderful things, so we want to thank them. And of course our producers in the back, Josh and Julian, who do an incredible job week in, week out.
Gentlemen. Bravo.
Especially Josh.
Camera 2, please.
Officially announcing what our Jasper's Game Day game is going to be. That is this coming Sunday at noon. We are playing a one-shot for Curse of Strahd, so our Into the Mist campaign, that would have taken place in between Season 1 and Season 2. There were like 4 days that you guys spent in Vallaki, so some of the characters from our stream will be joining 3 people from the community who bid on seats. And I think we made over $1,000 for these for Jasper's Game Day. And Jasper's Game Day is, of course, they raise awareness for suicide prevention and help and all of that kind of stuff. So we're so overjoyed, I should say, and blessed to be a part of that. It's very close to our hearts, as we know at RealmSmith. And so please join us on the Jasper's Game Day Twitch this coming Sunday at noon. And of course, we'll be hosting it as well on RealmSmith to support there. We also, our charity for this season and for every season of Into the Mist is Extra Life. Woo, for the kids.
For the kids.
And currently, we, after a generous donation from Mr. Lillard himself, we don't have the bar there yet, but we actually unlocked this one right here, which is the Arrow of Vampire Slaying, which might come in handy. And before that, we had a really amazing donation from another person in the community who donated like $1,300 to get you guys all these items that you will be finding
Which we have
sometime.
yet to receive.
Yes,
man.
you do have yet to receive, because there hasn't really been a chance to do that yet. You guys have been battling a celestial being of sorts. So that is the Extra Life Bar. We'll talk more about it in the break with Grigori as usual. We do have merch. You can check that out below on Twitch. There's a little widget that you can click on and you can check it out. There's tons of Into the Mist and Tides of Wildmount merch. So you can check that out there. Tomorrow night, behind the screen with myself, we'll be doing a Q&A session, of course, with all the things RealmSmith. We had a record viewership of like 80 to 90, I think, last week. And it's your chance to kind of get behind the scene look as to why we do what we do, rules, calls, all that kind of stuff. Players Table on Thursday night with Joel Auge, of course, as usual. And then Nolzers on Sunday. We didn't have Nolzers last Sunday due to things, but we do have this week. And Melanie is not with us this week for Callie, but we will keep you up to date on that. And I will be taking the role of Callie this week. I hope I don't have her killed, because that would suck. All right. You guys ready to dive into the mists?
Yes.
All right. Good stuff. Welcome, guys. How you doing? First of all,
Good. Super.
yeah.
Good.
How do you think your chances this session are of surviving?
Probably bad.
Same as last game.
Same as the whole season, pretty much.
It's Barovia, right? So
You know, you just never know what could happen.
But at least we're not all spread out now.
Yeah, at least you guys didn't. Yeah. You decided to take on a flesh golem on your own.
Yeah.
Let's do a recap.
Yeah.
You guys have been in search of what you have come to understand are the things in which might earn you your freedom from Barovia. The tools or items which might aid you in destroying the Devil's Strahd. The first that you had wanted to look for was the holy symbol of Ravenkind. That you found out was at an abbey called the Abbey of St. Markovia, run by an abbot that was quite mysterious, somewhat dastardly in some of the things that you had heard. You went to the abbey, you spoke with him, and realized that he had a whole group of what you have come to know are mongrel folk, which are humans who have been magically altered to have bestial traits, whether it be appendages or whether it be fur and skin and scales. And for some reason, this Bellevue family has been converted, and you found out it was because of their ailments, and they had asked the abbot to do this, and he went and magically did it with Strahd's help from lore that he received from the Amber Temple. Information that I told you that you didn't remember.
I love it.
You had a confrontation with him and his flesh golem bride. As
Yeah.
well, you had a confrontation with his flesh golem bride. You all then joined in. He said, "Where is she?" Because he is looking for Irina, who you understand has is the descendant of Tatiana, which was Strahd's great love many centuries ago. He believes that her soul, Tatiana's soul, resides in Irina, and he wants her to come to him. In fact, he asked you specifically to bring her to you. The abbot,
Bring her to him, right?
yes, asked you to bring her to him, yes, or to draw, or to convince her to come of her own volition. And you can see this potion ball that's going off. For those of you that are new to RealmSmith, if it blinks once purple, it's a follow. Multiple times, it's bits being spent, or it's subscriptions. So thank you so much for all of that. And there it is, right there. And there's a follow. And that's just to let you guys know that we know you're here. The abbot also wanted Irina because he believes he was led by the Morninglord to create this corpse bride, as it were, a flesh golem bride that he would give to Strahd. The last missing piece was the face of his beloved, which was Irina. He had hoped that sacrificially she would give of herself to save Barovia because he was convinced, or is still convinced, that that is the case.
Her face and her soul.
Yes. Well, her face that you know of.
Right. Okay.
Callie, you found out, is actually her spirit guide, her angelic guide, the Deva that has spoken to her and given her visions. Her entire life is actually the abbot. So torn in her understanding of what she should be doing, to choose between the abbot who has been her only guide and friend her entire life, and her newfound companions who have watched her back, decided to help the abbot to find Irina. They flew back to the burgomaster's cottage. She tried, with possibly an attack of conscience, to not allow him to find Irina when she got there. Obviously incredibly torn as to what she is supposed to do in this moment. She painted the trapdoor that they are hiding under with Nolzur's marvelous pigments. Made it look like stone. The abbot, in his fury, turned back into his Deva form, started to destroy the cottage, and then as you are approaching, it took 20 minutes for you to come down the switchback road from the Abbey back to Kresk. You are now approaching the cottage. You hear this commotion. You hear people coming out of their cottages wondering what's going on. It's actually quite a peaceful commune of a village, but is now overcome with chaos as the abbot was destroying the cottage, found or heard what he thought was something under the ground, lifted his mace, and was about to smash the ground where Callie had painted her
And he changed his
illusion.
mind right at that moment.
Not yet.
Where are we?
So what I want to know
Yeah.
is you guys are more or less where you are. So you're about 20 feet from the door of the cabin.
I'll take a dash action, please.
Yeah. You guys, but what I want to know is how you are all approaching. I need to know where you are and how you guys want to approach the cottage
So we've heard
at this point.
the commotion.
Yes, you have heard the
We can
commotion.
tell it's in this building.
Yes.
Callie left her thing outside.
Callie left the dagger at the door.
No, her
Oh, her
headpiece.
head- her
She took off her
headpiece,
headpiece and left it at the door.
Right.
You imagine that was some sort of message to you. Why would she take it out and leave it?
Yeah.
And we know that Irina is in this building as well.
You know that she is down in the basement. You do not know anything about the painting. You do not know
Yeah.
anything else. You don't even know necessarily what the abbot's about to do. You are just approaching the cabin from the outside.
Okay.
If you can rearrange your miniatures to tell me where you are. Let's start actually with Ezmerelda and Rictavio. Where do you guys want to be as you're approaching? As Rictavio was approaching, he yelled out. And what was it that you yelled out, Matt?
I don't remember, but it was glorious.
It was glorious.
It was the best thing ever.
Awesome.
Yeah, he yelled something like "Show yourself" or
Oh, yeah. I said something along the lines of, show yourself again, we are on the same team.
yes. And as you did that, he heard that and then lifted his mace and was about to smash the floor. So, Rictavio, do you want to be leading this charge, or where are you more or less in the group there?
I'm happy to, yes, of course I'd like to lead the charge. Yes,
Okay, so
of
you
course.
can put him in the front.
Lead
Lead
the
the
charge.
charge.
Replace him
Lead.
with the others because he needs to be
This
back.
is my last game.
What?
I die
Back.
in glory.
Here?
Yeah. Okay, Ezmerelda, where do you want to be?
I'm going to be closely behind.
Okay, so she'll be right behind Rictavio. And then where do you guys want to be? You can place yourselves where you want to be. No closer to the cabin, but wherever you want to.
I'm going to snuggle up to Sterling's right thigh.
Okay. Sterling, where do you want to be?
Well, I'm super concerned about Callie, so I'd be right up with Rictavio.
Okay.
Maybe right.
Falpher's right behind.
him.
Muskoka?
Is there a pub or something? No, I'm
No.
kidding. I'll be right at the back of
Callie
the
on the
party.
check.
Okay. All right. So you were all approaching. You hear you hear that the crashing sound has stopped momentarily. You are now, like I said, I think 20 feet from the door. I can't quite see from here.
Yeah, 25.
Okay. I'm going to allow you guys to take a turn, and then we'll go back and forth until something else happens.
Cool.
So you guys go ahead.
Clearly there is something wrong. We must go inside.
It's Callie.
Yes, or give him outside. One of the two.
Yes. Perhaps we call him out.
Abbott, present your face!
We are here for you, Abbott.
Give me a persuasion check there, Matt.
Yeah, oh yeah, I get to roll dice.
But you got the good dice.
11. Stand by. 18.
Okay, that's pretty good. It's not good enough as you hear,
Can you take my book?
and you hear a smash on stone floor. You don't know what that is, but you hear a single sound that rings forth through the doorway. That is not the sound that you hear.
That's kind of
That is the wrong sound. You hear that sound.
Very
Instead.
different. It's
Yes,
different.
it's
From
different.
that first one.
Yes.
Different.
What do you do?
I'd like to yell, I'm sorry I cut up your lady.
Okay.
That's not going to go well.
Give me a deception check.
I'm trying to get her outside.
That could mean any lady.
It could be. Could be.
It could.
We don't
16.
know.
I don't like that chuckle.
I don't like that chuckle either.
Yeah. You,
Damn sure.
Fall down dead.
no, you don't yet.
Yeah.
For now, there's silence inside. Movement has stopped. There is no noise.
Oh, crap.
Silent spell. Kidding.
Okay.
Oh, crap.
Well, I got his attention anyways.
Well, maybe we shouldn't mention what happened back there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, a little late, though.
I didn't
Yes.
know you
I
wouldn't
just,
bring it up.
wow, I thought we wanted to get him out here. I thought that would do it.
Yes, a little late. You're right. Come on, man.
Don't you want to
But
get
he-
him out here? I thought
He seemed to want to talk to Callie, so maybe she should explain.
I still can't believe Callie brought him all this way.
There's something wrong with
You
that.
hear another smash on the ground.
Inside.
We don't,
Yeah,
we
inside.
don't hear him yelling. We don't hear anything like that.
No.
No. Come out. Nothing like that.
No.
And we've heard nothing from Callie too, so.
She punched me in the face.
Can you guys
if
give
that
me a
makes it
perception
better.
check, please?
Yeah. Indeed. Why not?
This is what happens when you paint crap on a wall and disappear. Just
24
for
for
future, just
Okay.
so that we all know.
10.
Okay.
13.
Okay. With a 24, you hear muffled voices inside. And what you can make out is that you can hear what sounds like Callie pleading. You don't necessarily know what's being said because you're through walls. But
Okay.
but you can hear basically like she's saying, like a pleading voice.
Like we can tell it's her. I can tell it's
You
her
can hear her
voice.
voice pleading with him, and you hear him in turn sort of say, like, basically calming her out of it.
Calming-
Like
So
Callie.
she's calming him out of it, or
She's trying to talk him out of what he's doing.
Okay.
And he's saying, it's okay, child. Basically, like calming her and saying, no, this is exactly what needs to happen. There's another swoosh, another smash on the ground.
Okay.
I'll say
Okay.
to the group, either we act now, she is dead.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't think we should leave both of those two to their own devices. I don't like how this is going at all.
So I'll run up to the door and just try to smash it with one of my Ikawas.
Looks like it's open, eh?
Is it open?
Yeah. He looks
He
like
just
it.
wanted to make, a grand entrance.
Yeah, you go for it, buddy.
You smash that door.
Okay, so
With
I
your
go in
Ikawa.
and I smash my Ikawa against the door.
The open door.
Yeah, the open door.
Okay.
Okay, so you run around the front.
Yeah.
And you smash it.
Yeah, and I say, "We are here. Stop!"
Okay, so as you approach the door, you do see that the door is slightly ajar,
Okay.
leading out. And as you do that, you see kind of Callie turn around, and you see her kind of move, and she's like, "Stop."
What are you doing, Callie?
She comes she comes towards the door, and she says, "I have managed to hide them, but he is," and you hear another swoosh and an impact on the ground. And she says, I've managed to hide them, but he's on to where they are. I don't know what to do.
Get out of the way, child. This is your doing.
Okay.
We'll deal with you later.
So you approach the door. Do you all approach? I'm assuming at this point.
I'm in now.
Oh, cautiously approach from the back.
Yeah, we're taking your crayons away.
I'll pick up the headpiece before we go in.
Okay.
Jason, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why do I care if this woman dies? Does Rictavio have any vested interest in her survival?
Yeah. You know that she is, again, that Strahd will turn her.
You mean Irene?
Yeah.
Irina, yeah. Are you talking about Irina or are you talking about Callie?
No, Arena.
Irina, yeah. So you know that he probably plans to turn her and to take her as his thrall. Because he knows that Tatiana's soul rests within her. So other than saving her life, possibly not. But you do know also that keeping her from Strahd also kind of weakens his will in a way. It's more of kind of a moral question rather than a functional question.
But I could coup de grace her to save her from being the thrall. Like I could, if push comes to shove, it is either going to be, I'm either going to take her
Yeah,
or she's going to be safe. It's one of the two.
yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah,
I just want
absolutely.
to make sure we're on the same. I don't want to be.
Yeah.
I think there's
Sure.
a third option, which is that she willingly gives herself for the
That's-
greater cause.
Well, that's what we believe might be a greater option, or another option.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
is it really?
So we have to get it. So you're kicking down the door, right?
Yeah.
Well, the door's open,
the
and
door
Callie's
was
inside,
open.
and they're having a conversation through
It
the
was
door.
already open, and I kicked it.
I mean, okay. I kick it again. I'm right behind you. I kick it again.
Nice.
Okay.
And I'll say, there's no way she leaves this house. Talk to us now, Abbot, or else the bloodshed will be plenty.
You hear another swoosh. You hear another weapon impact, and you hear what sounds like the crumbling of stone.
So wait. So we don't see him?
No, you don't right now. You are at the corner here.
Okay.
If we can get the shot, yeah, there we go. Yeah, you're here.
Yes.
He's over here, so
Okay.
you can't cutting the angle.
Yeah, okay.
Callie's in the doorway.
Okay.
I kick her out of the way.
You okay? Give me an attack, please, for that.
Fabio
Yeah,
going
she's
for
gotta
the
go.
bar.
So I'll actually, you know what? I'm gonna hit her.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit her with my mace.
Okay.
So it's a 16.
Okay. 1 sec. That is a hit.
All right, she takes 5 damage.
Okay.
Oh,
What are you hitting her with?
A mace.
a mace.
A mace. Okay.
Mace. And I'll say, you fool, get out of my way before the next one drops you.
Well, can we just have like a party meeting for a second?
So,
before we
as
start
you come
shooting
through-
each
It's
other?
a party meeting now.
She
Time
didn't
It's time for action.
she didn't expect it, and as you come through
Good.
the door with the mace, it smashes her straight in the face, and she stumbles back a couple steps and kind of holds her face as blood starts to pour. Sorry, how many points was that?
5.
5?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What? 5?
5. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with audio again this week.
Oh, there we go.
Awesome.
Oh,
Oh
great.
man, here we go. This is great.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Okay. At this point, I would like you all to roll initiative as we step into that sort of thing.
I don't know who the enemy is.
Neither do I at this point, but we're about to find out. Okay. All right. If I can get Sterling.
21.
21. Dmitri.
11.
Falpher.
26.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Callie did not do so great. Muskoka.
It's a 7.
Okay. Rictavio.
16.
Noura.
14.
Okay. First up is Falpher. You've seen what just happened.
Yeah.
All right. And I just got a message that Zoom servers are not great because back to school is overloading them. So that is what's happening right now. So that's probably why we're getting weird lagging issues. So we'll just have to bear with it. Falpher, go ahead. You're up. Sterling's on deck.
So I'm going to attack the. I'm going to take my action. I can move an extra 10 feet because of my dread ambusher. I'm going to move to this corner. Here.
So you're going to move your way through the doorway?
Yeah.
Okay.
Through the doorway. So that
Now she's moved back a couple feet.
I can generally move through people's
Yeah.
space.
Well, but she's currently now not necessarily an ally. You don't know how she's going to respond to you.
Right, okay.
Okay, so you're going to step in,
Yeah.
and then where are you going to go?
I want to go to this back corner here.
Okay. So you kind of leap through her, leap over that barrel,
Yeah.
and into the corner.
Into the corner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, when you walk in, the abbot sees you. He has his mace like this up in the air,
Yeah.
and you see that there is rock that has been busted open, and you see that the wooden trap door is all that remains between him and who you know is Irene and a bunch of guards in Izmark. Okay. You make your way through, and you're able to get into the corner.
Yeah. So on this first attack, I'm going to attack him with a +1 bolt.
Okay.
And attempt to hit him in the back. If I
Okay.
can.
Okay.
Yeah. And let's do that. That is a 16 to hit.
That is not a hit, as the bolt goes just wide as he dodges it slightly. He saw you coming that whole way. He
Yeah.
kind of watched you.
Yeah.
He moves slightly, and it goes past you and basically clatters off. And you know that has not destroyed the bolt. Only if it hits its target will it destroy it.
Okay.
So you can pick that up after. Sterling, you are up.
Okay. All right. I don't take kindly to Rictavio hitting Callie in the face.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like Callie a lot. She's my friend. So I go in and I look Rictavio in the eye, basically with like a death
Down
glare.
into the eye,
As
yeah.
much of a death glare as a Warforged could muster.
Yeah.
And I go to Callie and I basically kind of push her headpiece into her hands.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. So you enter the.
Yeah.
You can go ahead.
So I come in, I push her headpiece into her hands.
Yeah.
And I continue over and I
Yeah.
slash at the Deva.
Okay.
And I rolled a nat 20 for my hit.
That will be a hit.
So I've got some dice to roll. 6. Oh, hold on. We're using the other rule.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
all
Yep.
right, so
Full for the first one, and then.
it's 13 points of slashing damage.
Okay. As your sword comes across the Deva's arm, his forearm, it's almost like hitting stone. So it does slice, and you do see it leaves a mark, but it's not quite doing as much damage as you expected it to. How many points of damage is that, sorry?
13.
13?
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
But he definitely feels it. And as it happens, he looks up at you and glares down at you.
Right. And so my eyes are kind of flickering between blue and red
Yep.
in this moment.
Yep.
It's blue, and Sterling says,
You must make the right choice. This is not the right choice. Leave her be.
Okay. Rictavio, you were up. Sorry, I had two people. I don't know which one was higher. Sorry, what was your initiative, Rictavio? I'm using
16.
the combat tracker. Sorry?
16.
16. So you were up.
I will. God, I hate this. I'll cast Fireball.
Okay. All right, where are you casting Fireball into?
So it's hard for me to see.
Yeah, can we get the cam up? That'd be great. So you are here.
I can't see you. Okay, yeah, okay.
Okay, Dave is here, and we've got
Okay.
Sterling up against him, and we've got Falpher in the corner. So it's tight.
Yeah, okay, I can't do that. I'll cast a Scorching Ray.
Okay.
I'll cast a Scorching Ray.
Okay. As you extend your hand, a ray of scorching fire extends from your outstretched hand as it flies into the corner. Does he get a saving throw? Or is it an attack for you?
It's an attack.
Okay, go ahead.
I get a 28.
Okay, 28 absolutely hits.
Fire damage is 9.
Okay. He takes it. And he takes it as you basically slam him straight in the chest with a perfect shot. And it staggers him slightly in his chest. And he reverts his gaze from Sterling to you.
And I'll say to him, again, I say to you, God, we want nothing but to talk. Parlay with us. Let us work this out before there is death and destruction. We are on the same team.
He has 2 more shots.
Okay. You have 2 more shots with Scorching Ray.
Oh.
You get 3 rays.
I'll hold. I'll attack again.
Yeah! Come on,
We
Ricky
mean
Dave.
no harm. Harm.
I'll attack again. 21.
That is going to hit.
6 fire.
Okay.
And I'll say, again, step away.
The next one.
Let there be no more battle.
The next one in the chest. Stumbles ahead a little bit. One more shot. Do you want to take it?
Take it.
Yes, he's
Take
doing
it.
it. He's doing it.
Is it getting hot in here?
A few warning shots.
Just a few
It
more
was so
shots.
fun to play with you guys, though, before I died. A 27.
27 hits.
6 damage.
6 damage. As again, another Scorching Ray. Straight in the chest again. He takes 3 shots.
I'll say to him, I know that did nothing to you. I know it is nothing to you. I know you are not of this world. Parlay with us. Let us find a way through this.
Okay, give me a persuasion check with disadvantage. And you can see that there
disadvantage,
are
you son of a
scorched
bitch.
marks on his chest.
All right, 13.
13.
I keep saying the same thing, Jason.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt him.
I like it. Well, you just did, though. So, with a 13, he actually pauses and he starts to look across all of you, kind of gauging the scenario and the situation. And he looks at you, Rictavio, with his mace in the air, and he says, I am doing the Morninglord's bidding. Are you to come against him?
No, I'm working with you to find a better way. The Morninglord must understand.
Then let him decide. He brings up his mace and smashes down on the trapdoor, and it explodes in a shard of wood as you hear mustering, armor clanking, weapons being drawn from below where he is. Noura, you're up.
I have no interest in negotiating with this guy, so I'm going to hurl a firebolt at him.
Okay.
Firebolts. Awesome.
That is a 19 to hit.
That's a hit.
How far in did you want to go?
And that hits him right in the shoulder. Yeah, how far in do you want to go? Do you want to be behind Rictavio, or do you want to be closer up?
I'll still be behind Rictavio, but not where I'm directly, obviously, because I need that line of...
Yeah, that's fine.
But,
Okay. Damage?
all right, that 15 points of fire damage.
15?
Yes.
Wow. All right. Again, takes it in the shoulder again and just scorch marks As you can see him starting this calm kind of exterior that you've experienced. You haven't seen the rage in him yet. At this point, he's back to calm, but you can see his body starting to kind of undulate, and he's breathing in and breathing out heavily as if he's starting to lose his cool. Dmitri, you're up. Callie is on deck.
Okay, I'll rush in and I will stand on the table.
Yes, you will. Head in the banisters.
And I'll say, Abbot, surely if we were leaving it for her own choice, it wouldn't have come to this. What are we doing? Is this not going to be her choice?
Okay. Persuasion check on that.
Persuade him. It's a persuade him check.
9.
Yeah, his 23 says, he looks up at you and he says, my quarrel is not with you, Holy One. And he looks down into the hole and he says, Irina, show yourself. Callie runs over to him, past Sterling, and gets in front, basically like tries to get between. Do you allow her to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Attack of opportunity!
Not from anybody. You are too far, sir. But she gets between, and she puts her hand on your chest. She says, Sterling, please, you're hurting him. Stop, please. And as she backs off, like basically onto the Deva, right between you and her, does not take a action. Muskoka, it's your turn.
I'm outside all by myself here. I'm going to Muskoka walks over to the edge of the building here.
Yep.
Turns his back to the wall, like kind of peeks through the door, back to the wall, into the component pouch, pulls out some wood.
Where does he keep his components?
Pulls out his wood.
Yeah.
And casts bark skin.
Bark skin.
Okay, all of a sudden your
himself.
skin begins to turn into a kind of wood texture.
Yeah. And look in the door again and
Yeah.
take a deep breath, ready to enter on my next turn.
Okay, so you have enough movement to enter it now if you wanted to.
Yeah, but I can't do anything. I'll wait out here until I can do something.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
There's no point in just being an extra target in there.
Now a wooden one.
You hear mustering and shouting from down below, but you can't quite make out what's being said. It sounds like hushed tones, but they aren't quite doing anything yet. Falpher, you're up. Sterling, you're on deck.
Okay, I'm in the corner here, right, Jay?
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at hiding. I'm going to attempt to hide in the shadows.
Okay. All right.
In this.
Yeah, I mean the abbot is kind of paying attention to what's going on now.
Okay.
You're going to try and take an opportunity to hide.
Yeah.
I'm going to give me a stealth check.
Yes,
with
sir.
disadvantage because you're right beside him,
Yep.
and he knows that you went there.
His back is to me, but that's okay. I'll let
Well,
you
his
do- I'll let
side
you
is
do
to
it.
you.
Sure, DM. I'll let you do it. That's a 13.
Okay. You think you've been able to hide. Sterling, you're up.
Okay.
All right. Callie, can you see what he's doing to you? He's corrupting you. How can this be the Morninglord's will?
He assured me that he would find out. He assured me that he will not hurt her, and I trust him. I've trusted him my whole life. I've only known you but days.
You would give her up.
Well, no. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
All
I
right.
don't know. I'm only doing my best.
So, then I go, fine. And I go big Sterling with the last one I've got.
Oh,
And
dear.
as a large creature,
Yeah.
I huddle over the hole that he has just created to cover it with
that's
my
rude.
body.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so you step in and then you kind of
So
crouch.
I am basically filling the hole. So I
Yeah.
guess I don't know if I'm like standing in it with like my arms out.
Yeah.
or
yeah.
what I'm
You're
doing.
able to basically
Yeah.
like
Or if I'm
almost
covering it over
yeah,
top
you
like a grenade.
crouch
or what.
over it kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
You are much bigger than this hole is, so you can
All right.
you can basically cover it like
Can
a
I
grenade.
sit over it, or is it like
It's too.
Okay,
It's
so I
probably too
cov-
big for you to sit, but yeah.
So I'll grenade
okay.
cover it.
Okay.
Wow.
So you basically now you're a Warforged door.
Doorforge.
A door forged.
There's our new shirt.
He's a door forged.
That's a t-shirt.
Rictavio, you're up.
I'm gonna hold and see what the Deva does. If he attacks, then I attack.
Okay, so you're going to hold an action to attack if he attacks anyone else.
Correct.
Okay. All
And
right.
I'll say to Callie, you must make a decision whose side you are on.
She
Now, child.
looks
Now.
back at you and she says, "This is beyond us. It's beyond all of us. I don't know what to do."
Then get out of the way.
But you're hurting him.
Yes, I will continue to until this moment passes. He must work with us. Callie, convince him. If you want to do something, work on behalf of the child that is in the hole. She needs your help, girl. Can you not see that? You've promised to protect her, and you've done nothing but lead him to her. You are the problem, Callie. You.
You can see like a single tear start to come down her face.
Don't cry, child. Do the right thing, or suffer the consequence.
He comes down and he grabs Callie basically by both shoulders, and he picks her up and moves her out of the way and places her down.
It's a good action.
And then he steps into
Picking up an item in action,
I'm
right?
picking up an item as an action, so.
and then he steps into her place and looks down at Sterling. And that's his turn.
Yes, it is!
I know the rules. Don't you worry. Dmitri, you're up. Callie's on deck.
On that, by the way, on that, Jason, if she
Yeah.
doesn't take an action to hurt Sterling, I cast.
Oh.
So, well, okay. So you held specifically for the attack from the Deva. So you
Okay.
can't actually use that action unless he actually attacks,
Oh,
because that trigger has passed. Sorry.
all right.
Dmitri, you're up. Callie's on deck.
Okay.
Did I get skipped?
Oh, Ezmerelda.
Oh gosh. I'm sorry. Ezmerelda, you're up. Dimitri's on deck.
All right.
Sorry, Noura. Thank you very much.
No problem.
My bad.
Do I have a clear line of sight at him, or are people still like really? Oh no, there's Mecha Sterling.
But he's laying
so
down
that's
on the
not
ground.
He's like on the ground over top of the hole.
He's
Do,
laying down.
and is the Deva like is he in the air? Or
No,
on the
he's
ground?
on the ground. He's standing.
But isn't he 10 feet tall?
No. I said 10 feet. I don't think he actually is.
Okay.
He is a medium-sized creature, so he's like in the 6 to 7 foot range. I had
Okay.
said 20, but no, he's about human-sized.
Okay.
10, I mean. But yeah, he's about human-sized. I'd say between 6 and 7 feet.
So I don't have like a clear line at him.
Oh, no,
without
you do.
Hitting people in the way. I
Yeah,
do.
you do, because Sterling's actually on the ground. Can you turn Sterling on his
ground.
side? Because he's basically crouching over the
Oh,
over the hole.
To where I
block it.
may possibly be able to cast a lightning bolt.
Sure,
oh
you
my
could.
God.
Is what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. All right. That is a dex save, I believe.
Dex save for him.
Yes.
Oh! Ow!
As you extend your hands, lightning shoots from them. He does have advantage on saving
Is that where he
throws.
was a metal creature?
What's the DC?
14.
Okay. He sidesteps it. Lightning racks the back wall, and he's able to deke out of the way. Dmitri, you're up. Callie's on deck.
Okay.
Come on, Dmitri.
I'll say to the Deva, then so be it. And I'll jump off and I'll lay my hand on Sterling and cast protection from good and evil.
Okay.
Which, until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch is protected against certain types of creatures. Aberrations, celestials, elementals, fey,
Okay.
fiends, and undead.
Okay.
Protection grants several benefits.
Like what?
Creatures of those type have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. The target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them.
Okay.
If the target is already charmed,
Can I be picked up and
yeah. Okay.
set down to the side by that?
So you are prone right now, so he would have advantage, so it evens out. So he doesn't have either. So it's basically a straight attack at this point.
Yeah.
If
and
you
I-
wanted to attack you.
I cast it on Sterling, but without breaking contact with the Deva.
Okay.
And then I get back up and I back up a little bit.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming that I'm not like right next to him, right? So
Yeah.
Sterling's in the middle.
Yeah.
Just like touch my foot or something.
You see Callie reach out and grab the Deva's arm and start to kind of tug, and basically she starts pleading with him, please, stop, do not hurt them, don't hurt them, please, please. And he turns to her and he says, calm, child, I am not here to hurt your friends. You must understand, you all must understand the will of the Morninglord. Will you put yourselves in the way of the Morninglord's will for this land, to save this land?
We will not do it simply because you say so, no.
He looks back at you like he had forgotten you were there, and now knows where you are. Muskoka, you're up.
No.
I second this!
My stupid big mouth!
Okay, I'll take
Sit
a
down.
deep breath and I'll run in, and I haven't seen the abbot in this form yet. So it's kind of shocking.
Yes,
How
yes.
far you want to go?
Yeah.
I guess I'll just get inside the door just enough.
Okay.
Whoa! Wow.
You are inside the door just enough. What do you do? It is pretty tight in there.
Yeah.
What do you do?
There's a big blonde beaver over at the
Yeah,
end there. Okay. I'm surveying the situation, hearing everything that's going on. I think that I'll have some quick words with him, and I'll say, I think we're all trying to do the Morninglord's will here, but I thought she had to make a choice. You can't just force her and say like, yeah, I'm gonna chop your face off. Hope you like it.
You are keeping her from me.
No, I wasn't. I just got here.
You all are keeping her from me.
No, I didn't even know she was here. Hey, we're on the same side. I had no idea. I just followed them.
Tell them. And as he looks down at the scorch marks and the slashes across his arm.
Okay, I'll let them know. Hey guys, we're all here to have her willingly give us her face.
Allow me to speak to her.
Okay. But I think it's going to be hard to convince her that you just want to kind of kindly take her face, and if she'd like to.
Falpher, you're up. Sterling, you're on deck.
Shoot. Okay. I'm going to shuffle to the other corner behind him. There is a cabinet in the way, but I should be able to move.
Does that put you through his space?
Yeah, but opportunity attacks against halflings when you're moving through an opponent's space actually don't
Yeah. Okay.
impact. So I'll move to the other side.
Okay.
And
as you
hide.
kind of like, give me a stealth check on that,
Okay.
please. Sterling, you're up.
If you're face
are we
down,
ready?
you could probably see them all down there.
Yeah, so I look down.
So that's an 18, my friend. 18. Ooh. No, it's not. It switched on me.
Weird.
That was weird.
That die.
So what is
I'll
it?
roll again. Can I roll
Okay,
again?
sure,
Okay.
sure.
Oh, okay. Well, now it's a 10. Thanks,
Okay.
18.
All right. Sterling, what do you do?
All right.
And as you do this, you can actually look down, and it's dark down there, especially now. It's just an empty cellar right now.
I don't see anybody there.
So you don't have dark vision, do you?
No.
No. You
I
see,
have a drift globe in my pack.
yeah, which is not out yet. But at this point, you do see.
Take the roll, action.
You do see just movement. You do see lots of bodies down there. You see the glint off armor. Give me a perception check to find out what you actually are able to see down there. That's what you see now. If you roll better, I can give you more.
15.
Okay. With a 15, you see that there's probably about 4 or 5 guards. You can't quite tell how many.
Yeah.
And then you get that there's 2 other people down there as well. You imagine that's Ismark and Irina, but that's what you get through the darkness in this cellar down the ladder.
Okay. So the action I'm going to take is going to be the dodge action. Or not? Does he have the dodge action?
Yep.
Okay. And I'll.
Which gives disadvantage, so now he would have disadvantage. Cancels to cancel to cancel. Yeah. So he'd have disadvantage.
We're doing all the advantages.
Yes,
and
yes.
disadvantages
There's
today.
lots of.
Yeah.
So, but I'll continue to talk to the abbot, saying,
Are you certain that the Morninglord would not be able to recreate the soul in a body perfect, rather than expecting you to build one?
Sorry, say that again. I didn't catch it.
Is that what the abbot said?
No, that's the DM. Yeah.
Would not the Morninglord be able to recreate this body and soul perfect without having you do it for him?
I do the Morninglord's will. He is forsaken in these lands.
Is he so limited?
Interesting.
With this, you see his eyes flare slightly with what you imagine as righteous anger, and he lowers his head slightly to look at you.
Laying on the floor.
Do you question the Morninglord's will?
I question your interpretation of his will.
Rictavio, you're up.
Just picturing you laying on the floor.
It's so good. I want to see what happens. I cast. I'll cast magic circle. So basically, what happens is a magic circle appears in a 10-foot radius and 20-foot cylinder above the hole itself. So it goes for an hour, and you have to. It's a charisma save to break through that. No creature can willingly enter the circle of the cylinder by non-magical means. The creature tries to use teleportation or player travel to do so must first make a charisma saving throw. The creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against the target in the cylinder, and targets in the cylinder can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by a creature.
Okay, and where do you cast that?
I cast that above the hole, like on
Sterling.
Sterling.
Wow.
What's your range on that?
It's 10. Oh, it's a 10-foot.
So that's where Rictavio is.
There should be a range for casting.
Yeah, the range area is 10 feet. It doesn't make sense.
It says
but he's
20
within
feet
range.
tall and 10-foot radius.
Yeah, but it says range area above it's 10 foot. So I can't imagine that spell's only 10 feet.
So he.
It might be.
Yeah, it would actually reach. You are
Yeah.
10 feet away from Sterling.
Okay,
Yeah, so I get, if I need to, I'll move it if I have to.
so boom, it appears right over where the hole is, so nobody can enter.
What would normally be a shining beacon of glory is like this gray kind of putrid color. But
Yeah.
It still has the same advantage.
Yeah, it does take 1 minute to cast though. Casting time,
Oh my god.
and you would know that. So, do you want to continue to do that?
No, I don't want to do that. That's horrible.
It's only 10 rounds.
Yeah, how long is that?
Okay, I cast. Sorry, everyone at home to ruin. I'll cast Guardian of Faith.
Okay.
Ooh.
If I say it dramatically, you'll be more impressed. A 4th level spell.
Yeah.
And basically, what it does is that anyone that means me harm that steps into the space has to make a dex save of 16 or takes 20 points of radiant damage. So basically, what a shield appears above me.
Okay. All right. Love it.
If I played this character more, I'd probably know who it was.
Okay. Cool. And what's the radius on that around you? Is it just you, or is it like basically melee range around you?
10 feet within me.
Okay.
Within 10 feet.
Okay. So if anybody gets within 10 feet,
Okay.
radiant damage. Got it.
Call in the Loonian standoff.
So you and Ezmerelda and Sterling's feet. Yeah.
Yeah, my feet are covered.
Okay.
Technically, that would make you within range. I would think, right?
I suppose.
Sorry, you guys timed out. What'd you say?
We're just talking about the range of that spell. Looks like Ezmerelda's in there. Looks like
But
Muskoka's, right?
But it only protects you, right? It doesn't protect anybody
Correct.
else. Oh, yeah. Only protects
sorry.
him.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's only me.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. What's your armor class again, Sterling?
20.
Yeah.
I guess I still have my shield out, so
Okay. So 20. Okay.
20.
Put your shield on your back.
And I am doing the dodge action and everything, so
Wow.
Wow, he rolled really well, even with disadvantage.
yeah, I kind of thought
I'm
you
sorry.
probably would. That's okay.
He says he looks down at you, Sterling, and he says, and he rolled like two 14s and an 18 and a 17. Those are all his disadvantage rolls. Sorry. He looks down at you, says, "Do not question the Morninglord's will, boy." He lifts his mace like this, and he comes down on you the first time,
Uh-huh.
straight down onto your back.
But it's made of steel, so you're good.
Yeah, right.
It'll buff out.
Yeah, buff out.
It'll buff out.
I just need those
just a
suction
scuff,
cup
guys.
pullers.
It's just a scratch.
A little suction cup, pull that dent out again.
We got your back.
So I have a
flesh wound.
special ability, Jace.
Yeah.
I have warding flare, so I can use it as he's about to attack somebody.
Yeah.
I can use it to his disadvantage. So I'll use my flare as a bonus action. It's a shining, blinding light
Yeah.
that gives his disadvantage on that attack.
Yes,
Nice.
you will.
You can't give disadvantage though. You can't stack disadvantages. He already had disadvantage on that attack.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, because he's prone, and then he has his. Then he did a dodge,
I thought
right?
He was back, I thought he was back to even because he had a.
No. Yeah, but then he took a
then-
dodge action,
yeah.
so it gave the David disadvantage again.
Okay.
He comes up with his mace and he comes down hard on your back. You hear the crinkling of metal of your outer kind of warforged body start to crink and crash. 26 points of damage with the first hit.
I can take it.
It's just a first hit, though.
And you see Sterling basically like cave from the first shot. He brings it up again, comes back down for 22 points of damage.
Yeah.
As this cacophony of metal and crunching you hear.
Okay.
Are you down
And
yet?
The lights dim.
Okay.
Oh, I said
But-
feet and his
The eyes
arms
go
go up and oh.
But yeah.
And you turn to small Sterling now?
I go back to small. I guess I fall. In
Yes.
the-
So this is what happens. All of a sudden, you shrink to small Sterling,
Yeah.
but you are actually unconscious.
Yes.
He purposely made you unconscious. You are not bleeding out. Nobody else necessarily knows this. For metagaming, you are unconscious. Sterling goes down to small, and I have unconscious Sterling,
Yes.
which is new. Nobody's ever seen these.
Amazing.
Show that on there.
Wow.
Can we bring up? This is Hero Forge, y'all.
Oh, it's like you knew it.
This is
Oh my God.
this is unconscious Sterling,
No.
Wait. Yeah. Okay.
He knows I'm a little boy, right?
and he falls. Okay.
What a horrible, horrible person.
Yeah, so he falls into there. Can you put him to the base of that?
Okay.
And he's at the bottom there.
Face
so we
down
can
in the
switch.
mud in the basement.
We can switch that. Can
Oh,
I didn't land on Irina, did I?
Okay.
we? I just need to.
Because
pop
I
this
weigh a lot.
as this comes out. Can you find a way to pop
Yeah,
it?
yeah, I will.
Yeah. Just to
everybody
show that it's
dodge?
open. So yeah, Sterling turns to small Sterling. He falls through the hole as you all see this happening. All you saw was him come down with these two thundering smashes. And as he does, this radiant light basically like illuminates the entirety of the cottage with every shot. His hits obviously imbued with radiant energy. Ezmerelda, you're up. Dmitri, you're on deck.
Your word is not the word of the Morninglord. As I hurl another firebolt at him, I'm 17 to hit.
That is a hit.
Ooh, that's good info.
That is 12 points of fire damage.
Again, he's racked by another shot. 12 points, you said?
12.
Okay. Dmitri, you're up. Callie's on deck.
All right. I'll say, Sterling, no! And I will attack with my longsword
Okay.
the Deva. 15 to hit.
He blocks your longsword with his mace. Callie says, Sterling, no! And she jumps
Into the hole?
So he can't be there because that's the hole.
Right.
So she jumps into the hole. And she disappears into the hole. She places her
yeah,
when
she
she gets
disappeared,
down
all
there.
right.
No, this hole here, not onto the floor.
When she gets down there, she places her hand on you, Sterling, and she heals you for 4 points.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Back in the game.
Okay?
Thank
Back
you.
in the game.
Callie.
That's awesome.
Get the
Muskoka, you're up.
I will use all of those 4 points.
As you come, back up to the top. You are.
Okay.
Okay, so Muskoka, you're up, but you come back, and you power back on, and you and you kind of look over, and you see that Irina's in the back corner, and Ismark's in front of her with his longsword pulled, and all the guards. When you kind of come to, they're all kind of over you with their spears and their swords, preparing. They're looking up, looking down, kind of just preparing for an onslaught as they're seeing this happen. Muskoka, you're up. What do you do?
I want to kind of dive across the floor towards the hole.
Yeah.
I don't want to jump in the hole.
Okay.
But so that my chest is on the ground, and
Yeah.
I want to poke my head down into the
Yeah.
hole.
Yeah.
And I want to say to Irina,
Yeah.
look, we'll all give all our lives to help you out here. If you don't want to do this, but if you gave your life, everybody's going to be okay. Everybody you know, everybody you've ever seen, they're all going to be okay. But if you don't want to give your life, we'll all give ours.
So give me a persuasion check with
That's
disadvantage.
Very convincing, actually.
Disadvantage?
Well, you're asking her to kill herself, so like, I would say yes.
Well, it's not going to be good then. It's going to be even worse than I thought. It's not a success.
Okay. Okay. You can hear her kind of contemplating and talking to herself, and Ismark turns to her. He says, "No, it cannot be." And he looks up. He says, "Never, never will she die. Never will she give her life."
Well, she will, but we'll also all die.
Okay, Falpher, you're up.
Okay.
Sterling, you're on deck.
From the corner,
Yeah.
trying to stealthily do this, I will use the components for disguise self
Okay.
into Irina.
Okay. So a short Irina.
Well, I can be up to 1 foot taller than I am.
So
So a 4-foot Irina.
So a crouching Irina.
Okay.
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 Petite Irina.
Okay.
It's like, the behind the scenes of the Avengers with Thanos' head like 2 feet above
Yeah.
Josh Brolin.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I will just scream at the top of my lungs
Yeah.
and yell in a womanly voice,
Yeah.
"You will never get me!" and run out the door.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh.
Give me a performance check
Okay.
on that.
This is hilarious. Somebody please give him a bless.
Damn it. This is 6.
No.
Come on, Jay.
What's your armor class?
Oh, luck point. Luck point. I'm gonna use a luck point.
Can you use a luck
Yeah,
point
I
for
have
that?
2 left.
Okay.
I can use
Okay.
What's your armor
Okay.
class? Oh.
and a D20 roll.
Okay.
Okay, let's do this again. So that was a performance check?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. Come on, D&D Beyond. Just follow me. There we go. Here we go. Oh! 16.
So all of a sudden, all of you hear this. Ah! You'll never catch me! In a French voice, Irina
Hey,
speaks.
no.
Okay,
I've done
it sounds
decent-
fairly convincing.
Yes.
16.
16.
And he starts to run, and all of you think, Irina's, how did she get to the corner? That's some magic. As she runs out of the shadows, and as she's running, gets completely clotheslined by the mace. As you run past him,
Opportunity. I'm still a halfling.
Yeah,
He can't get me.
There's no opportunity attacks.
attacks. I can show you the...
Okay, if you can just find that.
Yep, I will.
Oh, please clock him.
So, it would be in abilities. It would be in skills, actually.
I think you're right. I think it's called halfling agility or halfling
Yes, it is called...
something. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to find it for...
So much hijinks for like one combat.
Yeah.
Common frame of awareness and arm strike.
Protection still applies to you.
Still?
Yeah.
Even after I've been knocked
Where are my
unconscious?
Says nothing
traits?
about
Oh, traits are
Subjects falling unconscious.
features and traits.
I think the general
Racial
rule is
traits.
any effects that are on somebody go away when you fall unconscious.
But my concentration up to 10 minutes. Would it still not?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question.
What was the
I'll,
question?
Stack and
I'll
rolls
find out.
tonight.
He doesn't know if his protection still lasts after he goes unconscious.
Oh.
My guys in the back will
Yeah,
tell
I
me.
think
Bleeding
so.
out?
I think it does.
We're gonna say yes until I hear different, for sure.
Still looking here, 1 second.
Okay, let's do Sterling and then we'll come back to you.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, so yes, it does. Protection still applies. Sterling, go.
Okay, so I very, very painfully pull myself up to my feet. And I know we don't have the camera on this. I guess I should put that. And I'll, I guess, climb up the ladder to the top with my remaining movement. So I guess I can move this back.
Yeah.
And
Jeez.
I'll be up here now.
Okay, so you climb up
Yes.
out of the hole.
Yes.
Now there is still that circle Or that. Oh no, you didn't do that because it takes a
I
minute.
didn't cast
Never
it,
mind.
but I do
Right.
have the Guardian.
Halfling can still be opportunity attacked. They're telling me from the back.
Yeah, they're right.
Okay. Unfortunately, it was a natural 20.
Oh!
He does get one
Oh,
shot.
you do one of those. Like,
So
flips?
you're gonna get 6, 5, 11,
Okay.
26 points of damage.
Okay. That's just enough to get me down for good.
And everything goes dark, again unconscious, not bleeding out. As he kind of backhands you as you're running by, and you basically your legs come up and you fall unconscious on the ground. Let me give you unconscious Falpher.
Thank goodness you don't have my minis yet.
No, I know. There's unconscious Falpher.
Yeah,
Oh.
there he is. Poor little guy.
Interesting.
Moving back.
It's not very,
I
yeah.
think it's a satellite.
Oh, poor little guy.
It's not very clear, but
I promise you, he's dead indeed.
Sterling, you're up. So you get up, you climb up the ladder to the top,
Climb up the ladder,
Okay.
and I want to make.
and as you
another
come up, you
appeal.
see that Falpher is now. As you're coming up, you see he gets backhanded and he falls to the ground.
So do I still look like Irina in this state?
Can you not see the lengths that we will go to protect an innocent?
It will not be enough.
We want to do the Morninglord's will as well. We are just not convinced this is it.
Okay, there's silence on that. Rictavio, you're up.
Hey, you didn't hear him. What he said?
He said, "Do you? What did you say? Just say it a little louder. You can say it in your normal voice."
I said something along the lines of, "Do you not see that we will all give our lives to protect an innocent?" And then I said, "We wish to do the Morninglord's will as well. We just don't know that this is truly it." Essentially saying, like, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna take a move action. I'm gonna jump in the hole.
Okay, Rictavio steps on across and jumps into the hole.
Whoa!
Give me a dexterity saving throw. What's that?
Yeah.
Or no, give me an acrobatics check just to make sure that you can come down and not land on Callie's head.
Or my head.
I would like to aim for Callie's head. It's a 12.
Okay, with the 12, do you want to land on Callie? Is that honestly
try.
an approach?
No.
Okay.
But as I get to the bottom,
Yeah.
I will say, if you do not parlay, I will cast Fireball and destroy everyone in this hole. Now is your
What?
time. Including myself. There is no way you are taking this innocent to her death. You understand?
Okay, so you jump down there and you say this to the Deva.
Yes. I'll
Okay.
say, it is we only want to speak in all that is holy in the name of the Morninglord. Let us speak, or we all go up in smoke.
Okay.
What?
You see, okay, so, and as you come down, with the light that's coming now through the shaft because Sterling isn't blocking the light, you see that there are 4 guards down here. Irina is in the back corner, and she's kind of heard, almost like fighting against Ismark to kind of let her by. Ismark stands in the back and looks at you to kind of gauge whether or not you're telling the truth. I'd like you to make a persuasion or a deception check based on if you're serious about this or not. Just tell me the number. Don't tell me if it's a persuasion or deception. Just whatever Rictavio is saying.
I rolled a 17.
Okay?
And I'll tell you right now,
Yeah.
I am not playing around.
Okay. All right. Ismark says, but you wouldn't.
So that's that, just so you know, it's 24.
Okay. He says, you wouldn't, please. What is the point if we all die? And then Ismark.
Oh, it's either that or she becomes a thrall to Strahd. Her face becomes an engine for an undead construct. I would be doing us all a favor, trust me.
I will protect her. I will die protecting her, but not
You
like
will
that.
die in a fireball, shut it.
He shuts his mouth. Very good. And you get inspiration for this, sir. You now have an inspiration. And if I had you can give yourself your Strahd coin for inspiration. He has it there. I know he does. He totally does. We need to get some of those.
100%.
Stat. And at this point, Irina says, "Please, everybody, just stop. It is my choice. Allow me to go. I will not see any more bloodshed. Please." As she starts to kind of push past Ismark.
You're making the right choice.
And she succeeds, actually. She kind of pushes, and Ismark, kind of dumbfounded, not sure what to do, pushes her way through and to you. And the guards kind of let it happen, as they're here just to basically protect her or protect the area. But if she doesn't want to be protected, they're not going to step into harm's way, as they are right now pissing in their boots from what Rictavio said, which was very convincing. From above, you hear the Deva say, "Very well. You bring her up here. My intention is to take her to the pool, to speak, to commune with the Morninglord. I will not make this choice. I swear to you, I will not harm her. I have spared you all, but she is coming with me. Please, do not do this. This is not of you, Rictavio."
I'm not dead yet.
You are unconscious. Nobody heard that.
Nobody heard that. Okay.
Please.
I understand. Listen, oh great and powerful being. I understand that you are marching to the orders of a higher calling than I can ever understand. But to take this child's life, put it on an abomination like the one you've created, is so completely out of touch with anything human, it would never work. Let us work together to find a way to kill the Strahd. It is our only mission here. Please.
How would the Morninglord ever accept the taking of an innocent woman's life just to appease this devil?
He speaks to me. He told me. He showed me. I am not taking her life. That is not what I'm asking. And you can see kind of like everyone that's up top, his shoulders kind of slouch, and his mace kind of like hits the ground as he holds it beside him. He says, "Just come with me. I ask you, please. I will not harm her, and I will not harm you." He does. Yeah. He reaches down, and he places a hand. When he says this, he places his mace on the ground, and he places a hand on Falpher, and he heals you for 20 points of healing.
That's a hefty amount of healing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you are freed from any curse, disease, poison, blindness, or deafness, which you don't have any of.
No, but thank you.
But you basically almost like you were brought to life with paddles. Basically, you kind of come up. As he does this, the energy that it kind of flashes blue and then turns this putrid green as it kind of fizzles out. And you've seen that in Barovia, magic is affected in perverse ways. You've seen it with Rictavio, and you've seen it with the people that surround you. And he brings Falpher back, and he stands, but still with this heavy hand on your chest. And he says, "Please, come with me. We will speak to the Morninglord together. There is one place where he exists. There is one place I hear his voice. Come."
We all go together.
Where?
We all go together.
Yeah.
Where is this place you speak of?
There is an anointed pool on the other side of town, Kresk. Not minutes walk from here. That is where I was going to take her. Please.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Let us accompany her.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get up and just dumbfounded, not really knowing what just happened. I'll just yes. Let us go.
I'll help them out of the hole as they come out of the hole.
Okay.
Except for Rictavio.
Okay. So, the Deva at this point we're out of initiative, I assume.
I attack!
For this,
We're back in initiative.
for the time being, and he stands up, takes his hand off Falpher, places his hand on himself, and again this blue radiant light that turns to this green putrid kind of smoke surrounds him. He breathes in, and the scorch marks begin to go away slightly.
His healing of me didn't happen to clear out my spell slots, did it?
No, it did not do that.
Just
nice,
making sure.
nice
You're
try.
gonna say sinuses. Fix my deviated septum, did he?
Yeah.
All of a sudden we can understand you.
Yeah.
Why was I speaking such?
Jason,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt the
Nope.
revelry that's happening.
Yes.
If they don't help me up, I grab Callie and keep her in the hole.
Okay.
Oh.
So you start up
He
the.
does not travel if I don't travel.
Okay.
but
So
you
she
can-
starts to. Okay. So hang
I
on.
push Muskoka out of the way and I help Rictavio.
Is there not a ladder?
Okay. Everybody's out already. Okay.
I just pulled
He
everybody
just
out.
pulled.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So.
My intention is not to leave him there.
Okay.
Like I assume there's some
Yeah.
sort of ladder or
Okay.
staircase.
So.
Yeah, but you're being a jerk, which is very unlike,
Okay. So hang
Well,
on.
Where
he
you're
did
from.
want to kill everybody.
So Rictavio, you would be the first to come up the ladder.
Okay.
You were the closest. You
I
allow.
was being left in the hole.
No. He was just not helping you.
I'm not
He
a
was saying once you
monster.
start to come up, he's not going to try and help you.
Oh, he's just being a jerk.
Yeah.
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 And you.
Strong enough, you can do it
As I
on
go
your...
by Muskoka, I step on his foot.
Okay.
Well, it's okay. It's all right. We're all make mistakes.
As you kind of pass him.
Finding you is my greatest mistake.
Oh, we're friends?
You are a completely useless group. I'm going to bring together the group to talk about your position in it. You are useless.
Well,
Well.
We've all
my
we've
skin
all
is thin
had a
as
hard
bark,
time.
buddy.
We've all said some things.
I'm used to hurtful words from hurting people, so...
All right. So all of you start to come out of the cellar.
As
go
I
ahead.
put my sword away,
Yeah.
I see Irina come out because I've heard what she said.
Yeah.
I'll whisper to her, "Are you sure? There's always time to change your mind."
All of this is because of me. I just don't want any more bloodshed. I'm done. I am done with the bloodshed. I'm just done with it.
Your life is worth saving.
At the risk of losing all of yours. And you're kind of saying this as she's kind of crawling out of the hole quietly. The abbot kind of watches her as she comes up. And he nods at her. Like, almost with sympathy. And he starts to kind of walk through. Do you all kind of part to allow him to walk?
Yeah, he's leading the way anyways to this font of anointing stuff. And he killed us
Yeah.
all almost.
Okay.
So
And the guards are kind of dumbfounded. Obviously, they feel like this is all much more kind of above them than it is. So let's just. All I want is kind of a marching order. I don't have an actual physical pool, but as he leads the way, if you guys can all just place your
sure.
minis.
I'll just limp beside Irina.
Yeah.
in
When he was
protection.
healing himself, I kind of wanted to, like, gesture towards Sterling, like, what about this guy?
Ismark walks in
Like,
front.
healing everybody, what about this guy?
Yeah. What about this guy?
Bent in half piece of metal.
Hey,
Yeah.
but this guy over here, you know?
You can tell that Callie is kind of walking way back behind the group. You get the sense of somewhat of defeat from her. Rictavio, where do you want to be?
I will be right on her 6, not on Callie's 6. On,
Irina's? Okay.
Irina's 6.
Okay.
I want to be near Irina so nobody starts trying to convince her out of this good idea that she's had.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow the abbot closely.
Okay, so all the guards kind of walk. They allow you, Sterling, to stand there because they're not going to stop you. But they kind of
even at
walk
4
to
hit
either
points.
side of her. Dmitri, where do you want to be?
I'll just be close to the abbot.
Okay. And then Ezmerelda?
At this point, while we're all trying to, gather ourselves and be on our way, in the confusion and the settling, I do want to try to pickpocket those paints out of her.
Oh, so you're walking beside Callie, and you're going to try and pickpocket
From a
her.
rogue,
Can you
no
give
less.
me a sleight of hand check, please?
Yes,
My slizzy of his.
I am good at these.
Is that what it's called when the kids call it that?
19.
Okay. Oh, okay, she rolled a 19 too. Let's find out. Oh, that's with your bonus or your modifier?
Yes.
Okay. You kind of reach into her pack as she's walking, and she stops. Not doing anything. Knowing that she's obviously knowing she felt it, and she says, "Take what you will."
That's unlike you.
I don't know who I
What's
am.
wrong with you?
I'm questioning everything. Just take it.
Good. And I say that as I will reach out of her pocket and very in her face
Okay.
take them from her.
And she continues walking, following behind.
You're right to question everything. It's your fault that we're in this situation.
She continues to walk. Okay. You all start to head.
And I'll walk ahead
So-
of her.
Okay.
So I'm kind of
Oh, yeah.
in the midst of kind of everyone. Let's just say I'm moving
Aside.
through people.
Okay.
And can I hear what just happened between Ezmerelda and Callie?
Ezmerelda, how loud did you say that? Was it meant just for her?
Yeah, I wasn't whispering it, but it was meant for only
For her
between
ears.
me and her.
So it's you're a little ways out, and there's a lot of walking and things. So I would say probably not.
Okay, but I do sense a sense of discomfort between the two of them.
You see the exchange.
Okay.
You turn around, you see the exchange, but you don't necessarily hear. And you see her take something out of her pack, like a box out of her pack. And Callie just continues to walk.
You're like, I turn to the others and go, stay away from that. There's an awkward situation back there. And keep moving.
Okay. You guys take a couple minutes to go ahead.
Are you still dressed as Irina?
As a short Irina, yeah.
I stand beside Irina, just the short version of her, as her twin.
He's like trying
I
to get the
don't.
buttons
That's a
right.
joke.
He's like, oh, okay.
You cross the town in a matter of, say, 5 to 10 minutes. As people kind of step out, look out their windows or at the doors, and then as you're coming, kind of close them as this procession kind of continues down the main road. The main road kind of curves around until you come to an open area. And even under gray skies, this pool at the north end of the village shimmers and sparkles. Near its shore sits an old gazebo on the verge of collapse. A wooden statue of a mournful, bare-chested man, its paint chipped and faded, stands in the gazebo with arms outstretched as though waiting to be embraced. The gazebo appears incredibly frail, and it seems like maybe even a strong wind could knock it over. It's almost like it's really frail and old. And the Deva kind of steps up and looks at the statue. He does a symbol of what you imagine is the sun, and then he kneels at the statue. At this point, he says, Irina, join me. And he kind of puts his hand to his side, motioning her to go. She kind of works her way through, and Ismark is right at her back, on her shoulder, as she kind of weaves her way through the crowd. Do any of you do anything?
Wow.
So,
Sheesh.
I give her my inspiration. Can I give her my inspiration?
Only when she does something. I think you can give it
Okay.
away when she's going to do something.
Okay. And I'll say to her, be brave, child.
She looks at you and she nods, and you can see this. You can tell that everybody's kind of making decisions for her, and she's obviously not had a lot of control in this whole thing. But you can absolutely see that she feels. You see this strength inside her that starts to kind of pour out, this purpose, as it were. And she passes you, and she kind of looks at you, and she's wearing this scarf. Nobody else sees this, but she's wearing this scarf, and you can see that the scarf has kind of come down, and you see 2 bite marks on her neck. As she kind of like looks at you, and she kind of continues to go. But as she turned, you saw that the scarf came down, and it comes back up and hides those marks. And she kind of, seeing kind of where your eyes go, she kind of lifts them, Rictavio, to you, or at you, like to hide them. And she continues to go, and she kneels down at the water's edge.
As she passes, can I just put my hand on her shoulder and nod as if, like, you're doing the right thing, but I want to cast resistance, which lets her roll the d4 and add the number rolled to a saving throw of her choice.
Okay. D4 to whatever choice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also want to be kind of really close to the Deva because at one point he told me that Morninglord and Alun are one and the same.
Yeah.
So I want to be watching very carefully to see if I recognize that that's true or not.
Okay. Can anyone speak Celestial?
Yes.
You can?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Languages.
Langage.
I guess I can. Under features and traits.
Nope.
2 things happen. He begins to mutter sentences in a language that most of you don't understand.
Oh, Portuguese.
Yeah, pretty much. And you're the only one to speak Celestial, is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. but
You
I can-
hear him mutter the question, "My lord, are you there?" Then he says, "Am I still your trusted servant?" And nothing back. You don't hear anything back, obviously.
I'll
And then-
lean into Rictavio at this point and ask, do you understand anything he's saying?
No, sadly.
Sorry, couldn't hear you there, Matt.
I said I don't, sadly.
Then the third phrase that he says, and as he says the third phrase, you see Irina kind of look up, and you notice this because you're right beside her. You notice that she kind of looks up, like she's hearing something, and then she kind of looks up at you like, as if she thought maybe you were talking, and then she looks around, kind of nervous. The third thing he says is, "Have I been led astray in this?" With that, you see him kind of bow his head, and he puts his hands on the ground, and his hands begin to kind of dig into the soil, and he starts to shake. At that point, an image you see appears in the sparkling blue water. A handsome youth of kind and noble visage. The sadness in his eyes turned to sudden joy. You all hear a voice say, "Tatiana." It says, "It has been so long. Come, my love, let us be together at last." As this visage begins to coalesce above the water, and basically like there's a illusion or like a image of him, and the hand begins to coalesce into this water and reach out of the water towards her.
Can I tell if this is Strahd?
Give me an insight check.
Insight. It's good.
Would I be able to tell if this is something I would be familiar with, or something?
Yeah, like is this the Morninglord?
Arcana check or religion check. It depends on what you're trying to figure out. If you're trying to figure out is this the Morninglord speaking to him, then it's or something evil. That'd be a religion check.
Yeah, religion.
Okay,
Is,
I'd want to
and
know
is
based
the
on,
voice familiar at all?
Not to you, no.
I want to know based on the words that he said, if it's Strahd, like.
But he
Falpher
doesn't know that.
No,
Yeah, I don't-
Oh.
but I'm hearing the words and seeing
Yes.
that happen.
Yes.
And calling her my love, like it sounds like it's Strahd.
That's yeah. If that's what you take from it,
My religion check was a 3.
okay. You don't know. You've never seen anything like this before.
So that's a 22 for me on my insight check.
Sorry, 20.
22.
Okay. You don't think so.
I don't think it's Strahd.
No. You don't think so.
Huh.
Irina gasps and puts a hand on her heart. My beloved Sergei, in life you were a prince and a man of faith, she starts to say, and she's speaking loudly, almost like she's having some sort of realization. We were to be married long ago. Has this blessed pool called your spirit to me finally? She reaches toward the water surface as the hand continues to rise to take hers. I'm going to give you all an opportunity to do something if you want to.
I'll say do nothing. Let it happen.
Does she seem to be under a control of a spell? Like being charmed? or
Arcana
anything
check.
like
Anyone else?
Yeah, I'd like to do the same if that's possible. Like figure out whether or not she's being manipulated into using these
Arcana
words.
check?
that? 19?
Yeah.
And can I tell what kind of magic is being used in the water right now?
Arcana check.
14 for me.
19.
Does Sergei ring a bell in any of the books that I may have studied
In our
from?
letters.
History check. Okay, so what were you trying to discern with the
To see
19?
if she's under control from a spell. Like,
You don't think so. You haven't seen any spell cast. It looks like she's speaking of her own volition from what
Oh,
you
yeah?
can tell.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you trying to figure out with the four? Oh, wait.
Type of magic I'm looking
And
at?
you rolled a what?
A 15.
This doesn't feel like a type of magic, but it is. You sense goodness. You sense something pure about it. With that. Anyone
Okay.
else? Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna check out Ismark. Where is he at in this?
Yeah. So he tenses immediately at her back, and you can see that he's starting to move towards her.
I say to Ismark, who is Sergei?
I rolled a 21 on that history,
Okay.
by the way.
Sergei is. You would know this, and Rictavio, you would also know this.
Yeah.
That Sergei was the brother of Strahd, who was meant to marry Tatiana.
Which is why Strahd became the evil that he is. So I say let her be.
Of our lives.
And I'll grab Sergei as Ismark starts to make a move.
Yep.
I'll grab them and say, let this happen. Let
Okay.
them be reunited.
Okay. Give me a strength athletics check, please.
Oof. Stand by. 18.
As you go to grasp, you hold his hand tight, and he's like, no, you do not know what you are doing. And he looks at you like he's fighting against you. But at this point, you are holding him steady. The hands embrace, and this kind of radiant, watery hand that has coalesced grasps Irina's and begins to pull her towards him. The Deva with his hands, you see his hands relax, and he looks up into the pool with almost like the same sort of situation that you are having, Rictavio, which is allow this to happen. Almost like he's given into the moment that is occurring. And he begins to pull her further into the pool. I'm going to
And
give you all...
she, just to be clear, is like going willingly, right? She's not being pulled.
No,
She's like...
she's going willingly.
You go.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
she's going willingly.
I'll say to the Deva, What is happening exactly right now?
Silence. Give me another strength athletics check there, Matt.
Yeah. 17.
He goes to grab for his sword,
Right?
and he starts to really fight against what you're doing, and you're able to take your other hand and hold his sword hand. And now you have him basically held and grappled in place as he's struggling and screaming.
Yeah, and I'll try to calm him down.
Okay?
Let her go to her love. You know who he is. Let it be.
How do you know that it isn't the devil himself? He is
not.
taking
Look at
her.
You have to let her go.
Yeah, I'll pull out my one crossbow from my back and point it at
Ismark? Okay.
and just go, let her be.
Intimidation check, and I want you guys to, I want you, Rictavio, to make a persuasion check with advantage because Ezmerelda is helping you, please. Actually, add Ezmerelda's persuasion bonus to your roll, please.
It is an 18 for me.
18.
It's a 17. What's your bonus?
+3.
A 20.
It's a 20?
Yeah.
Okay. He rolled a natural 20. As he continues to thrash against you, and he looks you right, and your crossbow is like basically his head. He pushes his head into the point of the bolt until you see a trickle of blood, and he says, "He will not take her!" And he begins to thrash and push continually against it. Irina stands up, almost like the whole world around her has faded, as she takes one step into this pool. And as she does, the water ripples, but unnaturally. As if it's not real water, almost like it's thick and viscous. As she takes another step into the water, and she takes another step into the water. I'm going to give you another chance to do a grapple check as Ismark is trying to break free of your grapple. That's Matt.
Sorry, Jay. You guys.
Yeah, you guys.
Oh crap! Sorry. Give me another grapple
The
check.
highlight was like so exciting.
Give me another strength athletics check, Matt.
Okay.
Can I assist in like holding
Yeah,
him?
me too. That's in that 20.
That's a nat 20?
Oh.
Okay.
I take that back.
Okay, with a nat 20, you kind of turn him around and put him into almost like a full Nelson. Around his shoulders and around his back, and now you are holding him.
And I'll keep saying into his ear, let it be. That it is for her own good. There is nothing but death and destruction here. Let her pass into glory. Let her be with her love.
And
See her joy.
Okay.
And I'm realizing now that my bolt probably wouldn't have been at his forehead, but more his groin area.
Yeah. Okay, so now you do this. Yeah. Okay, got it.
Just making sure that, this is
Okay.
That was an important.
I just want to try to discern while this is happening if this is still Irina's own will that she's walking in, or if she's been somehow manipulated magically or something like that.
Okay, give me an Arcana check for that.
17.
So she takes another step. Now she is waist deep in this water, and her hand has now come through the water and is up to her forearm. As you can see this visage now, and her arm on the other side of the water has become slightly kind of transparent and incorporeal like his is, as if she's almost changing as she enters the water. You see her legs too are now this incorporeal kind of form, magical form. What'd you roll?
17.
You don't think so. You don't think that there's any charm magic that is occurring here or anything that is controlling her.
Can I ask the Deva, like, so how are you gonna get her face back?
He
Like, I'm a little confused
he
on
shakes
the
he shakes
plot
his
line
head.
here.
He shakes his head. He said, "I was wrong.
Only about the face.
No response. Irina continues to be pulled in the pool as Ismark continues to thrash. And he says, "Guards, please don't allow this." As you can see the guards kind of like uneasy, not quite knowing what to do here. But they kind of, some of them put their hands on their swords. Some of them kind of are caught between, but stay put. They see what you were able to do and how strong you were.
Seeing that Rictavio has Ismark grappled,
Yeah.
I turn with my second and I point to the groins of the other guard.
Yeah, and they kind of take a step back.
Because I can't. Their faces are so high.
I'll
Better
take
shot of
my
their-
quarter staff and just kind of hold it across, ready to.
Okay.
Force
Do not move.
Can I say to the Deva, what do you mean you were wrong?
I was corrupted. I was misled. At that point, Irina is pulled into the pool. And you see her shape, again, coalesce, or decoalesce, I guess, into this kind of magical silhouette of herself that looks much like Sergei did. Almost spiritual. She embraces beneath the rippling water. You have never seen a happier couple as they both begin to fade from view. The spirit of Sergei takes Irina below and into the depths, and she is gone.
We screwed up for sure.
There's a massive scream from Ismark. But immediately, you hear a peal of thunder that shakes the very foundation of the ground that you stand on. Dark clouds begin to coalesce into a terrible visage. A deep, dark voice from beyond the mountains cries out, "She is mine!" A terrible crack resounds as blue lightning splits the sky and strikes the pool. And that is where we're going to take a break.
Yeah. Like, the abbot didn't do what he wanted. We didn't do what we were supposed to do.
All right, folks. Well, at this point, you all can take a moment to go take a bio break and all that stuff. I've got chills. Even me. Come on now, Curse of Strahd.
I'm exhausted.
Damn.
We're only halfway.
Yep.
All right. So, some quick announcements as everyone kind of goes off and does their thing. Want to thank, of course, all of our main title sponsors, Dungeons & Dragons, of course, for their sponsorship and having us on their channel. Of course, to Beetle and Grimm's, and check out their silver edition of Rime of the Frost Maiden, due out in a little while. You can check it out at beetleandgrims.com. And, of course, Sirenscape for all of the sound sets that we're using here today. If you like what you're watching, make sure that you follow or subscribe. Subscribers actually get access to our role-playing Discord server where you can play as Vistani, and the actions that you take actually affect our stream, and the actions that we take actually affect the Discord. It's a living, breathing world. That's interactive, and we love it, and we're so thankful for it. It's awesome. Gregorio, are you ready to do your thing real quick? Just quickly, just so everybody knows, Extra Life is our chosen charity for the season, and every time you give and you donate to Extra Life, we unlock items that the players get. We've had massive donations this year. The bar isn't working over here for some reason, but we just unlocked a bunch of stuff, including the Arrow of Vampire Slaying, thanks to Matthew Lillard himself, who donated a chunk to make sure that you guys got this. It may come in handy now, because I think maybe they've angered a certain vampire. So make sure that you guys tune in. Grigori's going to tell you about the items that are left, and then we'll go from there. So welcome, Grigori. Hey, Grigori! Hey! For the kids!
I will take these back. Oh no, it's too short.
Do you have the hat?
It is here!
There he is.
Yes, with my short microphone. Just a moment, friends. Just a moment. So, this is so short. Just like Falpher. Falpher's microphone is also short. Hello, everyone! I am Grigori, and today we are going to talk about Extra Life once again! Hey, you know what? Strahd, eh? Hey, what a guy! I don't like him. So, if you would like to donate to Help the Kids, you can go to twitch.tv/RealmSmith. Now, how does Extra Life help the kids? Well, I can tell you that. I can tell you that because I know this thing. So, Extra Life helps the kids by supporting Children's Miracle Network hospitals, such as Sick Kids in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, which is very close to us, and that is the one that would be helped if you donate today. So, with your generosity and your goodness, support the kids, help the kids to help the future. But you know what?
you're not just helping the future. When you help the kids, you help the party. Look down here. There's so many things down here. Look. And your donations have unlocked a mithril chain shirt, a vicious long sword, an arrow of vampire slaying, which could come in handy, once again, as long as they don't miss when they shoot it. And yes, the next thing that you will be able to unlock is +2 arrows, 5 of them in fact, and then a cloak of elven kind. You know, I haven't seen a lot of elves in Barovia. This could be very useful. So, thank you everyone for all of the donations that you have made. Once again, you can go to twitch.tv/RealmSmith to be able to help the kids, and help the party, and help the future, because once again, the children, they are our future. So, help the kids, help the party, help the future. Any questions from the kids?
Hey, Grigori!
Yes, the kids!
Have you already explained exactly every way to give?
Yes, you go, well, not every way, but one of the ways! I have explained it twice, sort of. I didn't explain the whole way, did I? Now, twitch.tv/RealmSmith, you scroll down, you find the Extra Life bar, and you click on that, and then you can donate there. Or you could go to the Extra Life website, which is extra-life.org. Yes, the kids are so smart. They learn so much in school.
Yes.
So, you go there and you type in RealmSmith to find our campaign, and this is how you can donate there.
Yes, and then the bar goes all the way.
The bar will go all the way. Because you are generous people, we know this. And you know that you do not hate the kids. You love the kids.
I hear that Falpher needs those extra +2 arrows. 5 of them.
I'm sure Falpher does need them. However, he has a crossbow, does he not?
Yes, but the DM has said in the past that if they are arrows, he will change them to bolts if it's for Falpher.
Wonderful! What a very generous, what is you called it? A DM?
Ah, damn!
Carpe diem!
Exactly. Card pages, DM. What?
Yes. We're not advertising for them. So...
I mean...
So, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, the kids. We love you, the kids.
We love you too, Grigori.
Yes, and thank you, everyone, for your great generosity. I will now allow Auge to be able to answer your burning questions, which are burning hot. Burning fiery questions, like the fireball that Rictavio almost leveled on a room full of people. Goodbye, everybody, and goodbye, the kids.
Goodbye.
And puff of smoke.
Puff of smoke. Machine.
Yes, we can do that.
Eventually.
And one day, I promise, I will have a Frank Zappa wig.
One
day.
One day, Vamera. Okay, so questions. Welcome to the session of questions. I'm going into the Discord now. Boop. Find us on Discord. If you type Discord into the chat, I believe, or like with the exclamation mark, then Discord, it'll give you the Discord channel that you should join. And then we have awesome things inside of the Discord. Tonight, I'm doing some questions. Yes. Anomalous Zipf asks this question. Good question. Did Roan run off with the necklace of fireballs? It's actually why he's not on the stream anymore. Just kidding. No, we haven't figured out. We had this discussion earlier, actually. We haven't figured out what to do with the fireball necklace yet, seeing that Roan does have it. So I'm sure Jay will work it into the storyline somehow. So good question, and the answer is we don't know. Precarious question. How much wood would a Muskoka wood if a Muskoka could Muskoka wood? It's a question. It's one question. Next question. Zalison87 question. Can Muskoka move to the Wildmount campaign because he would love to explore the Great White North in the Graying Wildlands? Yes, we all think that Muskoka should also be on another campaign. Next question. Glock 89. Question. Now that Roan is gone, is Dmitri going to be the big baddie? Oh, let's ask Dmitri himself as he makes his way across the camera shot and into his chair, and we go to a wider shot. Adam, as we go to a wider shot. Adam?
Yes. I heard the question.
There it is.
I think they were waiting for me to put the beholder on.
Is Dmitri going to be the big baddie now that Roan is gone?
I don't know about baddie, but I think definitely he sees things more black and white now. And so he may end up doing a lot more damage than normal.
Yeah.
But I think with Ronan it was more kind of like a sinister motivation, but Dimitri's more like a righteous motivation.
Yeah. I would say dark and light rather than black and white. Just for poetic reasons. The Antipodian D20 comment, Bonjour, Falpher. How is Dmitri D20? Good question, my Australian friend. I did it in French because he did it with the French accent, but he's actually from Australia and watches almost everything we do. So thank you, the Antipodian D20. So the D20, the Mithril D20s are doing great. They are shipping, a lot of them are shipping tomorrow. Yes? What? Oh, that camera?
No, curtain.
Oh, the curtain. Curtain. Let's curtail the curtain
The curtain.
issues.
A little more, I think. Just at the top.
Just a tad bit, just a petit yeah. So Dave and I are actually shipping out, like we're going tomorrow to a logistics company to take the physical D20s and put them in the mail. So D20s are on the way. So that'll be fun. Comment from the D&D chat. Holden Tudix.
What?
That's. Hi, Holden. Thanks for the comment. Here it is. This is the best D&D stream I have ever seen. You guys have an amazing setup. I like to see the group at the table instead of just individual face cams. Thank you very much. We strive for awesomeness, and thank you, Holden. Really love
Holden.
Holden.
This is Holden the Beholder.
Holden the Beholder.
Beholden.
Thank you for that question. Holden Tudix.
Random beholder.
Entranidocria question. Who has been playing Dungeons & Dragons the longest? You all seem like pros, and I've been playing over 20 years, lol. I think collectively we've been playing 20 years.
Probably, actually.
Probably.
Maybe.
Around there.
Like 5 or 6 myself.
Noura, how long have you been playing Dungeons & Dragons?
I think 2 or 3 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think so. Some of us haven't played for a long time, but played in our youth. Some of us started playing in the last few years more seriously, and then, yeah. So not like. Oh wow. Okay, so I think is that the longest? No, you've played the longest.
I started when I was 12, but I
So
wasn't
Jake-
consistently playing through most of my life, though.
So there's Jason. He's been playing for a little while, so decades, I would say, with some years missing. But Julian has been playing for 7 years. Did you say 6 or 7 years?
Going on 7 now.
7 years. He's an oldie.
I'm probably 7, 8 years.
Okay,
Collectively.
few more questions and then I'm done. I promise, Jay. You can
All good.
have a seat. No, just kidding.
Okay.
You're 15,
Cin-
Can I just play Falpher?
Yes.
Can you do the accent?
Of
Of course I can.
course I can.
Perfect.
Les poissons.
Yeah, because only a Frenchman should be able to make fun of his French people, right? Thanks, Jason.
Well, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. Cinepop Unicorn. That's not true, by the way. Cinepop Unicorn. Question, Dave. Where did you get the inspiration for your guy?
Canada.
Yeah, Canada.
Just us.
Canada. What are you guys laughing at back there? I need to talk.
I know, I can't.
What? Come on. Okay, they're not going to tell us.
No.
It's me or Jay or someone here. SJ Mace, question. How do the PCs feel about fighting an angel? In particular, Dmitri and Sterling. You guys are both at the table?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, it was pretty reluctant to get Dmitri to that place.
Yeah.
That he would have to fight someone who was an abbot first, and then turned out to be more celestial. But I think, like, narratively, it made it there that it would make sense that he would want to be at odds with him. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was. I think you have to kind of really figure out why would a paladin want to fight an angel.
Yes. Yeah, totally.
I'm hexing your dice.
No, thanks. Thanks for that.
Hexing.
That's good that that's not real.
It's a 3.
It's a 3. See, watch. Now it's going to roll horrible. 3.
All it does
just
is
get rid of
threes.
all of them, please.
Oh.
Okay.
Sterling, how about you? You facing an angel.
Sterling is very much the kind that he'll do whatever it takes to do the right thing.
Yeah.
So even though he has a concept of angels, I don't think he fully understood what a celestial was.
Yeah, it's another creature.
And so even here, like I think he reads enough books or read enough books that he'd kind of understand what's going on.
Yeah.
But in his eyes, whoever this was, no matter how good or bad they are, he thinks they're wrong.
Yeah,
in
the
this case,
immediate decision is wrong.
Like, yeah, making a Frankenstein bride for Strahd, probably not a good idea. And so Sterling's like, no, that's wrong. I cannot support this. And I have pledged myself to protect Irina at all costs.
Yes.
So.
Love it.
Yeah.
Anomalous Zipf asks, Dmitri, are you feeling like the Deva is someone you need to take vengeance on? Oh, the retribution. And that will be the last question.
Yeah. So
Leave it up.
the last thing he said to me, the Deva, was that he was wrong
Yes.
about what the Morninglord had said.
That's interesting, but he hasn't actually taken a life.
It's true.
Right? So where does that sit?
Yeah. Fascinating.
That's awesome. All right. You guys ready to get back in?
Yeah,
sure.
Question
Ready.
was, where did you get your inspiration from, Muskoka?
Yeah, where'd you get your inspiration from Muskoka, eh?
Just people around me.
Doug McKenzie. Doug McKenzie.
Yeah, Bob and Doug McKenzie,
Bap and
I would say. But I don't think that most viewers would know who that is. So look it up on Wikipedia.
Just watch Strange Brew. That's all you need to know.
Yep.
It's a movie called Strange Brew.
Oh.
All right.
Cool.
A quick recap of what just happened. At this moment, Irina disappears into the pool. What I didn't add was that when she disappears into the pool, she looks back and she looks different. She looks like somebody who closely resembles Irina, but her clothes are dated, her hairstyle is dated, as she kind of looks back at you all and continues into the depths with Sergei.
She seems happy.
Yes, incredibly happy. Holding hands, happy.
Wow.
At this point, though, Ismark kind of crumples onto his hands and knees. Do you want to hold on to him still, Matt? Are you holding him still once she's kind of like in the water and gone?
Oh, he muted.
No, I won't. But I won't just drop him. As he collapses, I'll gently
Place him?
lay him on the ground and sit next to him with my hand on him,
Okay. So
so holding space for him in his sorrow.
Yeah, so he's on all fours basically, and he starts to sob and to cry, and he kind of bats your hand away, and he crawls to the water's edge, and excuse me, and on all fours kind of crawls into the water, kind of grasping and freaking out and just allowing kind of his emotion out as she yells, "My sister, no, what have you all done? No!" And at this point, as mentioned, a peal of thunder shakes the land, and the dark clouds begin to coalesce into a terrible visage. A dark, deep voice from beyond the mountains cry out, "She is mine!" And a terrible crack resounds as blue lightning splits the sky and strikes the pool. At this point, I would like you all to make dexterity saving throws, please.
Oh no.
All right.
Dexterity saving throw.
That's what we just did that.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna use my inspiration, Jace.
Okay.
Did not do much.
Okay, 15 for me.
Okay. Sorry. So
25.
anybody under a 17?
Oh.
I am.
Yes.
Yep.
Dirty 0.
Okay. So immediately the ground shakes, and everyone that did not hit at least a 17 is knocked prone.
Oh.
Like from just the impact of this lightning into the water. It destroys the gazebo, which bursts into flames, and basically shards of wood are flung to all different areas. As the lightning hits the pool, Ismark begins to shake, and as he is racked with electricity that basically spiders across the surface of the pool and up his body and through his, as he like seizes up and falls limp into the pool. Immediately after that, flame from the gazebo, some of the area and some of the grass, even where the snow was, is scorched and smoking. The visage begins to kind of disappear in the clouds. And Ismark is now face down in the water, floating.
Can I get up and run over to him?
Yeah.
And I'll put my hand on him. Last spell, Cure Wounds on him.
Okay.
I'll suggest you turn him over so he can breathe.
Wait for it. I'll turn him over so he can breathe.
Okay. Before you cure the wounds?
Yes.
Okay, so you turn him over,
Yeah.
and his whole of his face is scorched,
Oh,
basically
man.
down to the bone, almost melted off, as his mouth is gaped, his tongue hanging out of his mouth,
It's like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
as he's floating, faced up, eyes wide, eyeballs gone, have melted away.
Now we're gonna need
What do you do?
another face.
Oh,
We're
you
gonna
don't
need
say
another
that,
face.
Dave. You don't say that from a distance.
No.
Okay. 5 points of healing.
Okay, as you place your hand again, the blue energy emanates as it kind of turns in this putrid green.
And
No-
even I'm surprised by my magic looking weird.
Yeah, no effect.
None?
As he
Oh,
continues
what
to
a
bob
waste.
on the edge of the water.
It's not working. Someone help the man.
Is he? I want to take a look at him. Is he living and unconscious?
Medicine
Or
check.
is he dead?
Medicine check.
I don't want to bad talk our sponsor, but the dice thing isn't happening so well on there. What was that? Oh, it's a 19 plus 6, 25.
He's dead. In
Okay.
fact, you imagine that even with your medicine check, that he has taken so much damage from that lightning strike that he's beyond repair
Yeah.
at this point. The Deva looks up at him, looks at all of you with a solemn look in his face, and he kind of walks out into the water. And you now notice that the water has just turned into normal water. There's no shimmer, there's no glimmer. The Deva reaches down, grabs him by the shirt, looks up, and takes off into the air with Ismark in his hand, and is gone.
There's no simmer?
He doesn't have a face. He's not going to have anything in the sky. is he?
But he could use the other pieces.
What do you all do?
Oh, I see. Well,
So the other guards are here,
Yeah.
and I'll turn to them and say, I think it's best if we remove ourselves from this pool. Guards, you should return to your home. Ismark is gone. Irina has gone back to her true love. It's time we dispatch from here post haste.
And they turn basically in like speed walk. Some of them run in all directions.
Wow.
What have we done? Have we accomplished any of our goals? Have we?
Yes,
What?
she's returned to her true love. We've stolen Strahd's only hope for joy in this bleak and dark world. It's the world he created that he now has to suffer through.
What
We've
about
achieved
her
exactly
brother?
what we wanted to do. What?
What about her brother? Is this also what the Morninglord wanted?
I know not what the Morninglord wanted. What we want is to destroy the beast known as Strahd. And what we have done is struck at his heart itself. He has no joy now. There's no hope for him. That the soul of Irina is now dispatched away from this godforsaken land. Could
Listen,
you
Right.
see?
Rictavio,
Now,
Freedom.
now he's angered, though.
Good.
So now-
Bring on his hate.
I'm happy for you to convince me that we have done something right here, despite us wanting to do the exact opposite of what we just did. You seem to always find the best out of every scenario.
But don't you see it? Their one true love lived in eternal bliss on the other side of that lake. She returned to him. They are happy. She's out of this land. She's out of the gray, foreboding, dangerous realm of Barovia.
But we saved
She's
one
returned.
and to the demise of everybody else. So that's great that she's gone, but
Yes,
now
wasn't,
everybody else will suffer.
wasn't the point that she was offering herself that
To save everyone's suffering, not just her own.
exactly? And
She
now
did
it
the
seems like
opposite.
what we managed to help accomplish was that she is now gone from this world, and perhaps Strahd is even more furious than before.
Oh yeah.
We have accomplished nothing.
What?
What
Sorry, you all timed out on your sounds, and all I heard is we've accomplished nothing. We've accomplished exactly what we came for. We have struck the first time we have hurt him. Don't you understand? The
Yeah.
only thing he wants is Arena, and we freed her for eternity. That for as long as he has held this land in prison, her soul returns time and time again, and he seeks her out every time.
Well, good for Irina, but now what do we do?
Well,
Yes.
now we have stolen from Strahd his only hope of joy.
So we hurt him
Well,
emotionally. is
great!
that it?
Now he's joyless like the rest of us. But now what do we do to get out of this situation? What do we do when he comes for us now that we can't give her over to him?
So, as that happens, Jay, I'll remember that I have the amulet, the holy symbol, in my shirt, and I'll pull it out and look at it, and show it to everyone and go, perhaps this might do something for us.
Yes, brother, yes. It is the first step to collecting the pieces to bring Strahd to his knees once and for all.
But what does it do, Rictavio?
It is a great and powerful magic item. It is, and Jace, I know, Matt knows, and Rictavio obviously knows, but is he willing now in this moment to share? I just don't know what I should be giving away.
I would say no.
Okay.
I would say no, but you probably would share what the item is capable of from what you know.
Right.
But it
So
requires
is-
attunement to actually for the user to know.
Yeah, it's the holy symbol of Ravenkind. It is an ancient and holy relic that, once attuned to, can help destroy the devil Strahd himself. There are elements that were given to you by Madame Eva that we need to collect, that you need to collect before you can bring him to his knees. This is paramount. There's the Sun Sword. There's the Ally. These elements are the things that you need to collect to bring Strahd down. And this is the first step. Before you were walking in the darkness of the woods, and now you have a peace. You have a shining beacon of light that will lead you to his demise. You are well on your way. There's much before you. There's time. There's things you must accomplish still. There's things I must accomplish still. But you are on your way.
And
Is there anyone among us who's able to attune to this?
You know, Rictavio, that it requires a paladin or cleric of good alignment, of goodness, we'll say, to be able to harness its powers.
And that is
Dmitri.
Or or Muskoka.
Oh.
Well, it's not Muskoka in my eyes. That's
It's probably gonna be Muskoka, man.
I'll say in game. I'll say, Dmitri, proving yourself worthy of the power that this relic holds. Even in the darkest of times, you've risen up and followed your true calling and your light. You must take this item on behalf of this group and use it as best you possibly can.
So I lift
Live
the
with it. Great power comes great responsibility.
I lift the amulet from my over my neck, and I walk over to Dmitri, and I go to reach up and put it over his neck, but I can't reach. So I'll just I'll get it. I'll still hold it and get him to come down.
I'll slowly pick you up.
Yes. and as you do, I then wrap it around your neck, and then push it into your push it into your chest, and pull your shirt and tuck it in, and then tap it lightly, do your job, and then put me down. No, seriously.
Thank you, Falpher.
You're welcome. Now put me down.
What exactly does this do?
No, please. I just want to go. Just put me down.
How do we use it? What power does it give us?
If you could just put me down first, then we will talk about how the thing works. Perhaps you could just, put me down.
Fine, yeah.
Thank you, yes.
Okay, dang it. I was going to come over Falpher's shoulder and
just push him down.
Attune to it, and you will know its great power.
I accept this responsibility.
Take your time. Consider your oath. Consider your beliefs. And when you are ready, make one with it.
And you put it in my shirt, but I'll take it out and I'll look at it.
Okay.
Because I also have the other amulet
Right.
that I normally have, as well as the key that I added to it. So now I have kind of 3 things on my necklace.
Bling.
Wow.
Bling.
Respect the drip.
Yeah. Oh.
I will use these wisely. I pray I do. I put them back in.
Okay. I have added the holy symbol of Ravenkind to your equipment in D&D Beyond. But you do not know what it does until you've taken a short rest to attune to it.
Or if you just click on it, actually, it'll tell
Okay.
you what it does.
Now, people at home, listen to your DMs.
So don't click on it. You didn't let me finish.
I think I've added it.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, so then you have to actually click attune once you've attuned to it, and then you can know what it does.
That's cool.
At this,
Before he attunes to it, I take one giant step backwards.
I take 4 giant step backwards,
Yeah.
which is 1 Rictavio step backwards.
Yeah, exactly. All right. At this point, you found yourselves in front of this now seemingly innate pool. The guards have gone their way. You stand and you turn to each other, and you notice Callie is not with you.
Is not what? Sorry.
With us.
With the group.
Oh.
Sterling.
So, I'll add here because I didn't want to interject. But as everything was going down, Sterling was kind of just slowly slumping further and further down to the ground.
Okay.
Dropped his sword and shield as Irina was walking forward, and when she disappeared and the lightning and everything, dropped to his knees and just started to hold his head. And now as you look over to him and you mention him, you just hear him whispering under his breath, "There is no happy ending. There is no happy ending." He's just holding his head, kind of rocking.
Sterling.
There is no happy ending.
Sterling. I'll come walk over to him and put my my hand on his shoulder. Sterling. Have you seen Callie anywhere? She is gone.
There's no happy ending.
Sterling.
It doesn't matter what we do. It doesn't matter.
There was a happy ending for Irina. She got out of here.
Yes.
So many will die.
I think it might be safe to assume that she's safe now.
It's too much.
It may not be a happy ending, but we can at least exact justice.
That makes one person in this land.
Only one. But everyone
What about
else,
the rest of us?
everyone will suffer. Strahd's rage. There's nothing to stop him now. There's no bargaining chip. It's over.
Sterling, perhaps, maybe there's some way we can be strong enough together to take him apart.
How can we?
We have this now, remember? And I'll hold out the amulet.
What is the trinket gonna do?
It's one of the keys to his downfall.
Look how quickly we fell to this one, the Deva. What can we do against Strahd? We're disappearing. You said Callie's gone now. That's two of us gone. Who's next?
Jason,
Yep.
would I know, going back to my knowledge of the history of this from what I've studied, do I believe Rictavio right now when he says that if we get these items, there is a chance?
You know that Van Richten's research talked about collecting items of power that could help to fell Strahd. But it wouldn't only take items, it would also take people. It would also take companions. It would also take people coming together and banding together for the greater good. And so that's what you know. So yeah, so these items were documented in his research. And this one being one of them.
Sterling, I know it is easy to give up hope, especially in a land like this. But Rictavio's right. We have these items and we have each other. I know that Irina isn't here to help us as a bargaining chip, but we don't need that. You have to believe that we're able to fight him.
You've seen the darkness in this place. The children are devoured. People don't care. They just serve their own addictions. The darkness, the dead don't stay dead. Everything is corrupted here. All good is destroyed. Even this holy place is gone now. And there's nothing left. We have no hope. Strahd owns it all. And there's nothing to bring it back. It's all falling apart. I have so much sadness in me and no tears that I can cry. These eyes are just part of a machine. And whatever goodness is left in me is going to. I hate this place. There's no happy endings here. There's no happy endings. None.
No, there are no happy endings given. Only happy endings earned. Fall on your knees and quit now. You have not a chance. Boy, you must believe. In the darkest of times, you must rise up and believe that together you can do it. Not now. There's much time and energy between you and conquering this devil. You will go nowhere and do nothing if you don't rise up from your knees. Come. Believe. It's all you have.
He's right, Sterling. Happy endings are only fought for in places like this.
So quietly, I'll grab my sword and my shield, but instead of holding my shield like I normally do, I just throw it on my back, like it doesn't matter, and I'll stand up and just quietly nod.
I want to put my hand on Sterling and say, even in this dark place, we're here for a reason, and we can be the lights. And I want to cast, as cheesy as it is, I want to cast light on him. And I'm going to put my hand on Dmitri and on Ezmerelda and on Falpher, each one at a time, casting light on them, and say, we can be the light here. We can bring the good. even if it brings joy to some people, just for a moment of their lives. Even if it means freeing one man from a burning coffin, it means that we make a difference in one person's life.
And with you talking about bringing the light, it actually reminds me specifically of something that my father wrote in the note when he gave his life to save me. So that kind of, and so you'll see me kind of firm up my stance a little bit. We are the light. And we're the hope of this land. It's us.
Yes. Yes, isn't it your father? What did he say before he left you? Before he sacrificed himself for you? What were his words?
He said, bring light to the dark places of this world.
So, there is very little hope here, but there is some hope. And it is inside of each one of us. We can bring hope.
Then let's
And on that, I'll rise up and I'll say, Sterling, follow me. We have business yet to attend to. Jace, I'll start to make my way back down through the city, shining bright with the light that's been cast on me. And as we go, I'll pull my scroll of resurrection. Make my way to the burgomaster's house. See if I can find him. Is he there?
So, as you approach it, he is. And as you kind of approach it, you see that the door's open. Some of the walls are destroyed, and he basically just you walk in, and he is on his knees, hands on the ground, and his wife stands above him, with her hand on his shoulder, as he weeps, and you can see that his tears have wet the stone floor of his cottage. You all follow? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You all have inspiration for that, by the way. Mm-hmm. You can add that to your all players. You already have yours, Matt. Too bad.
No, that's good. I would happily give inspiration to anyone because that was awesome. That was awesome to watch. Awesome to play. So I'll go to the Burgomaster and I'll say, it is time. Show me the body of your past son. Allow me the power that rests in this scroll. Bring him back to you and your wife. Let your bloodline continue. Let your son.
He looks up and he dries the tears, and you can see that his wife starts to kind of well up with positivity and joy.
As this happens, Jay, and he pulls out the scroll of resurrection, we're all lit up, like
yeah.
So actually, if you cast it again, it turns off the previous one.
Oh,
so
okay.
we're
Okay.
kind of
So
going around the group.
Ding,
like,
ding, 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 ding.
Okay.
So who's the last one?
I'll let it be Rictavio.
Okay.
Since he already claimed it.
Okay. Good. I like it.
I don't want to be the light. You can be the light.
No, it's too late. You're glowing.
Sterling be the light. I don't
Okay, Sterling can be the last light.
Okay. So your scroll of raised dead, if you can just read it out so that the folks at home know. And this is something we like to do, folks. Even if we know what the spells are, we like to kind of go through the rules so that those folks at home who play as well kind of understand how the mechanics all work.
Okay, I would love to read that, but you gave it to me.
Yeah, so in his special equipment, he carries a scroll of raised dead.
Yeah, I don't have that in my D&D Beyond.
Okay, one sec. I'll read it out. So the spell, and it doesn't need components because the scroll is the component. The component would have been used in creating the spell. The casting time, it takes an hour. And you return a dead creature you touch to life, provided that it has been dead no longer than 10 days. If the creature's soul is both willing and at liberty to rejoin the body, the creature returns to life with 1 hit point. The spell also neutralizes any poisons and cures non-magical diseases, blah, blah, blah. The spell closes all mortal wounds, but it doesn't restore missing body parts. If the creature is lacking body parts or organs, so on and so forth, coming back from the dead is an ordeal. The target takes a -4 penalty to all attack roll, saving throws, and ability checks. Every time the character finishes a long rest, the penalty is reduced by 1 until it disappears.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting.
Okay? So it's a slow process coming back, but it does take an hour. And he looks up at you and he says, "Thank you. My bloodline will live on. The wreckage that I sit in, the wreckage that is Barovia will live on. From what you are about to do, I cannot tell you how important this is for this village. I thank you." And he gets up and he starts to walk out the front. And he comes around the back of the cottage, and you can turn the camera there so that you can see. And you can see that there are gravestones that are spread around the back of it. Irina's gone, Ismark's gone, David's gone, Callie's gone. And you guys can kind of sort yourselves out
Soldiers are
around.
gone.
Soldiers are gone.
Okay, so you guys. Oh, yeah, it's a soldier.
This guy's gone. Falpher's gone.
No,
Oh no, you're still here?
Thank you, sir.
Ezmerelda.
And you can see that one of the gravestones, just fix that gravestone.
Yes.
That one of the gravestones is, there's 6 gravestones there, all of them bearing the name of the family, the Kreskovs. And there is one that is fresh. And he walks up and he says, "My son, Ilya, he is buried here. I do not know what he looks like."
Let it be known that it isn't your time to be with your wife. Give us moments. Let us attend to this. We do not need to see this or relive the horror of his passing. Let us be alone now.
Very well. And he starts to he grabs his wife and she like stops but hesitates, and then he leads her around.
Just as he goes around,
Yeah.
can I say your son's name again?
Ilya.
We will attend to him. Ilya.
And he disappears around the corner of the cottage.
Okay. I will cast Thaumaturgy.
Okay.
And I cast can I cast a small wind over the gravesite?
Yeah.
To push away any of the wretched smells we're about to encounter.
Yeah. And there's a wind that
And
starts to
then-
pick up.
What?
No, I just said there's a wind that starts to pick up. I was just telling the table.
Yeah, and I'll say this is the gruesome part. We must resurrect the body and prepare it to bring it back to life. And I'll start digging.
Are there shovels around or anything
Okay.
we can use?
Feel the cold earth in your hands. Let it remind us from whence we came.
Oh yeah, it's just gonna take a while. So I'm gonna take my shovel. I'll take my shield and use my
Start
shield.
to
dig.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Like one handful at a time is gonna take kind of a long time.
Next week on Into the Mist.
With
As I start digging, can a mage hand also help me dig?
Sure.
Oh, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Sweet. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm also gonna get like my hands dirty. I'm gonna start digging, but I'm also gonna have my mage hand also.
Okay.
In fact, I'm gonna use the pot from my mess kit.
Okay.
That's gonna work better.
I'll use my shield. I think that was a good idea.
I'm gonna take out my longsword and just stand as sort of like an honor guard.
Yeah.
Just adjacent to the whole
Supervising
cemetery.
the whole operation.
Basically.
We need a supervisor.
Supervision, celestial supervision.
And I'll supervise the
One
hunter
holy
supervising
relic,
the
and all of a
hunters.
sudden he's supervising.
Turned into a government job here.
All right. So it takes, for the sake of brevity, it takes all of about 15 minutes with all of you helping to
Yeah.
finally get down far enough. It's about 5 to 6 feet down that you finally kind of have this crevice, and you finally, with the edge of your shield, Sterling, hit what you imagine is a coffin, like steel hitting wood.
So furiously, I start to just uncover it as quickly as possible.
Okay, and you start to uncover a wooden coffin that looks a lot like, and you can see that there's gaps in it. It hasn't rotted. It's only been 7 days, but this smell begins to emanate from this coffin of death. And even though that wind is above ground, so down in this pit, it begins to get quite putrid. You are down in here. I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
The robots get ill.
Well, I don't have a stomach, but I can still smell things. But that's good. That's a 24.
Okay.
Can I smell this?
You're okay.
You want to?
Just because your Warforged Constitution is holding you still. What's that? Are you down in there too?
No, I'm not down inside.
Yeah. You can smell it, but it isn't enough to make a saving throw unless you're down in the pit.
I would say that I was going to say that I want to get my rope and put it around the bottom so we
Okay,
can lift it
so you
out.
create like a noose and you kind of put it...
Not a noose, Jay. Let's not be crazy about it. But I just like underneath the coffin.
So you all do that.
and
You
throw the
all
ropes
manage
up.
to start to lift it. And as it starts to come to the surface, you can smell this. But that wind is actually helping to up here at ground level. And
So
you pick it up and you place it
I'll stand
aside.
upwind from the like on purpose. Stand upwind.
Yeah.
From the coffin.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually, Warforged don't breathe, so it wouldn't affect you anyways, right?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, the bad smells are bad smells, but I wouldn't throw up or anything.
Yeah. Okay, so it is placed to the side of the pit, and you all stand now around this fairly new-looking coffin. It's dirt stained, and there's dirt around it, caked in all the cracks and so on. But it sits now beside it.
Fairly well made.
It looks a lot like the
I
coffins
just
from the
work a
coffin
lot
maker
with
shop.
wood, so I'm kind of curious.
It's decent enough.
Okay.
Rictavio, what do you do?
I pop it. I'll pop it open. Try to.
Okay, he just goes right to it. He just pops it open.
I look away.
Yeah, you open the. It opens up in the hinges, and you see a teenage boy sits lying with his arms crossed over his chest. You see he is pallid skin, which has now begun to sink in, and you can see it's started to almost take a kind of a parchment kind of feel. It's not mummified, but it's starting to dry out, and his mouth is kind of open at this point, and sunken eyes, and the smell when you open it up is gross, but he is in kind of the finest clothing that he was. I'd like you to make Constitution saving throws with a dead body, please, as you kind of see this happen.
Making a throw with the dead body?
And as kind of it opens up and the air hits it, you see maggots begin to kind of crawl out of his mouth and his nose.
Jay.
Yep.
I'm gonna. I passed the con save. I'm gonna start to take water.
Yep.
And start to clean his face, remove the maggots.
Yeah.
And start to clean around his edges.
Yeah.
Clean his wounds.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start to prepare his body to come back. I
Okay.
don't want him to wake up with a mouth full of death.
Yeah, and you've done this a number of times before, and so you can see that Rictavio begins to act quite efficiently, like a man on a mission, understanding, knowing what he needs to do to start this process. You all kind of watch on with some awe in kind of a carnival maker's and ability to do what he's doing, and somewhat unexpected.
Can I help with a little prestidigitation?
Sure, you can. Yeah, you see him. You see what he's doing, and she starts to help to clear some of the dirt and clean him up. Do you allow her to do that, Matt?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I rolled a 7 on my con save.
Awesome.
I rolled a 9.
There you go.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Okay, so you're fine. You don't breathe, so you're good anyways. You guys have to take a step back because you start feeling it start to rise. What's your con? You're 17?
Yeah.
You're fine. Ezmerelda, would you roll?
I rolled a 15.
Okay, so you're good too. The two of you need to take a bit of a step back, as the vision and everything has you your head starting to swim. So Rictavio, it takes an hour to cast.
I cast light. I get to my business at hand.
Yep.
I suture his wounds.
Yeah.
I clean and brush his hair, and I prepare him to come back. And so I take that hour. I roll him on his side and on his back to make sure there's nothing that's gotten into his back, or if there's any maggots in it, I'll clean out every aspect of it.
Okay, good. And you do know that there aren't any wounds, though. And I guess back then they probably wouldn't have necessarily prepared him, mummified him. I think, but yeah, because he died of natural causes, so there aren't any gaping wounds or anything that you would have to necessarily take care of. And you imagine here that the ground is so cold, and it's so cold here that they don't necessarily have to do that. Anyways, so you prepare him. You now spend the hour, and you can see that Rictavio begins to kind of. And how do you present yourself during this time, Rictavio? Like, what are you doing magically to kind of allow this to start to happen?
My dog's going crazy. They can smell the new life coming back into the room.
It's all good. No worries.
They know Daddy's playing with the undead. I'll cast a fairy fire around him.
Yeah.
So he's outlined.
Yeah.
And then I'll break out all aspects of the coffin. Like, I don't want him being caught in this coffin.
Yeah.
And I'll start to cast. And as I do, I'll continually engage in Ezmerelda and make sure she sees what I'm doing, teaching her as I go.
Okay. Okay. And you start to kind of take it in, Ezmerelda, as he begins to teach. And it kind of is akin, and it reminds you of the tender but firm touch that Van Richten had when he taught you all that you know. And it brings you back to maybe a slightly happier time. 10 minutes pass, 15 minutes pass. You're half an hour into it. As you're deep.
And as we go, Jay, as each thing we pass, I start to move his body.
Okay.
I start to move his toes.
Okay.
I start to move his knees.
Yep.
I start to awaken his body as we go up and as we move through.
Okay.
Right? So that I'm shaking his head, I'm moving his eyes, I'm moving his ears. I'm trying to, as I'm casting, I'm revitalizing his body.
Okay. And in the first 5-10 minutes, everything was stiff. Board stiff.
Right.
But as time starts to pass, things start to get a bit malleable. As you guys watch, within half an hour, the color of his skin starts to come back. You see the skin beginning to kind of thicken. His cheeks beginning to raise a little bit. His sunken eye sockets again coming to the fullness of a very healthy boy as they begin to progress that way. And he has this.
That comes in a slap and then a kiss. And then a slap and then a kiss. And whispering in his ear as I slap him the life.
Oh my God.
I like it. And at first, it's like really broad, but then it starts to actually move his head as he does this. And his skin, which was a sickly gray, begins to get this warm, kind of chocolatey skin color.
Muskoka's going to go off into kind of the nearby woods, not too deep.
Yeah, because the woods are right, not woods, but there are trees kind of to your back.
Get some edible plants, berries, and this sort of thing. Because he's been hungry. Hasn't eaten for a week.
Okay, so you start to collect what you know.
I'll just
give me a nature check
to
see if you can find anything.
Sure.
Anybody else doing anything during this half an hour? Okay.
Yeah,
nothing.
I'm sorry.
It's cold.
I'll bring him some wood.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, Ezmerelda.
I'm writing down slap, then kiss.
Yeah.
Slap, kiss.
I like
5,
it.
6, 7.
I like it. Anybody else?
I'm just
what are you doing during this time?
Memorizing, just to memorize everything that I'm seeing Rictavio do.
Yeah.
And I'm watching closely now from afar.
Yeah.
From a few steps back. And just making sure that everything seems to be going well.
And you notice within that first half hour, that the smell starts to leave. And it still lingers because it's in the wood of the coffin and so on, but it starts to dissipate. Anything, Falpher?
Yeah, I'm investigating, kind of just watching Rictavio do his thing. and kind of diving a little bit deeper into First of all, he's a carnival guy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out how he knows how to do all this stuff,
Yeah.
given that he travels in a wagon and runs carnivals.
Yeah.
And trains animals.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to paint a picture together, like, okay, so why does he have Ezmerelda under his wing to train her through this thing? And I'm starting to remember something about Ezmerelda that I don't recall remembering before. Like, an aspect of her work in this particular thing that triggers something new in my head that I hadn't thought of before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. 45 minutes pass. The last 5 minutes, the boy begins to look like a boy again. He has his strength back. You can see in the last 3 minutes, his chest begins to heave. As he's starting to, the lungs are starting to expand again. His bones, you can see his fingers beginning to twitch and move.
Start a fire. I'll say start a fire.
I'll quickly start a fire.
Okay.
Close to the coffin.
So you get out your flint and steel and you start to try and start a fire.
Yeah, put together.
I'll collect the pieces.
I start chopping down a tree.
Yeah.
It's dual hand axe.
Oh,
Just
hand
like
axes,
trying
not
to.
teeth.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm just-
What am I, an animal?
And in the last 30 seconds, you can see his eyes begin to flutter as his chest now is taking in air. And a scream comes out of him as he comes out of his death, starts to scramble, looks up at and he is not in his right mind, having been dead for 7 days now, is scrambling and freaking out. You hear a gasp come from the open window from inside the cottage as you can hear crying beginning to occur within the cottage, and it sounds like the burgomaster is consoling his wife. As Ilya begins to like scrape at the ground around him and look around, what do you do?
I'm gonna run for to go get his parents.
Okay.
Maybe that'll calm him down.
I'll go to Rictavio and go, do you need us to hold him down, or what should we do?
I'm not making it up as I go.
I say to him, it looks like perhaps you're making it up as you go. No.
Are you out of your mind?
Sorry.
You must just stay with him. We are here. Speak to him. Speak to him.
Okay.
Come.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Come close. Get warm.
How are you? My name is Falpher.
You're looking really good. Like earlier, not so much.
I'll walk over to him and I'll try to usher him over to the fire.
So now he's lying on the ground still, and but he starts to slow down as he starts to kind of look at you like, I don't know who you are.
Oh, you're okay, buddy.
It's fine. You're back from the dead. I've never seen such a thing. Wow. Your eyes are so. No, they still look like weird.
We were sent by your parents to help you, to cure you, and it worked.
And he begins to laugh uncontrollably. I was in the mists.
What?
I had a dream. I was trapped and I couldn't get out.
Oh.
And it was scary, and I thought maybe I had passed on, but I feel healthy. And you can tell that even though it's come back, he is still very frail, very weak and quiet. Just emaciated and not fully the boy that you imagined that he would be. Meaning he hasn't got all of his hit points back. When you come back with 1 hit point.
Right.
And even through his weakness, he's smiling, and he looks at all of you, and he says, and he kind of looks around, he notices the cottage, and at this point, Ezmerelda runs around the corner, and you can see his mother just like runs at a full, and like hits her knees and kind of slides to his side and begins to hold him and cradle him. He's like, "Mom, I'm back." And it's a little bit of an uneasy laughing. Like, it's not joy.
Right.
It seems a little like madness. And his father comes to his side and begins to hold him too, and they just kind of fall over him and begin to weep and to cry. And they have this moment where they have seen their son for the first time when they thought he was dead.
How much do I sense that this laughter is authentic, or has he lost his mind? Can I know that?
Insight check on that.
Okay.
If I'm kind of put off by his laughter, can I use divine sense? Just because this whole time I've been making sure that he's not coming back undead.
Yep.
23 on that. Insight check.
Insight.
And so it would just let me know if he's
Oh, yeah,
celestial
right.
fiend undead.
Right, no, none of that. He just seems human. There's no sort of aura.
Dead.
Rictavio, can you give me a religion check, please?
While all this is happening, Ezmerelda, who doesn't really do physical contact really, and it's kind of awkward, but she kind of gives a pat on Rictavio's back as like a
well done? Yeah.
like a well done.
Okay.
Yeah.
21, Jay.
Okay, so you know that oftentimes when people are raised from the dead, it comes with some form of madness. And it just going
I kill him.
Okay. And you know it's in a form of indefinite madness, so it can be healed or pass with time or whatever.
Okay.
But there's definitely
I'll say I'm exhausted. He's exhausted. And he'll say to the Burgermeister and his wife that this, as you can imagine, his mind is not what it was when he left. Give it time. He shall heal.
And the mother turns to you and embraces you incredibly tight and holds you very, very tight. And she says, "Thank Saint Markovia, you've done it. I didn't believe it was possible, but it has. I thank you for your kindness. I can never repay you." And the burgomaster, who is still holding his son, and kind of lifts him slowly, and the son kind of gets up, and he's still frail, and is holding him, turns to you and says, the pool of the Morninglord will heal him. It removes curses and all kinds of ailments. He is not himself, he is not in his right mind, but perhaps the pool will do it.
Oh, I think
don't
we
know
broke it.
Yeah, I'm not sure it does what it used to do
We were
anymore.
there earlier, and
I would not try it.
I
Let's
would
put it that
you
way.
could try it, but
You may want
Let
to.
us do this. Let us get him inside. Get him into warmth. Get food in his belly.
Yes, let's
Let us
listen.
sleep tonight, all of us, and let us see what happens in the morning. I
Yes.
mayhaps be able to remove the curse itself.
Perhaps
Tomorrow,
you have a place for us to rest. We are.
Of course, you can have our cottage. You can sleep. We don't have many beds. In fact, we have no more now that Ilya's back. He needs his, but you can sleep in the warmth, and we will set a fire and make dinner, and you can see that it's not evening, but it's around the 6 o'clock, kind of in the evening sort of time frame.
During this whole reunion, I'll walk over to Sterling, and I'll say, you see, there's still good to be done here.
Yeah, there is. We'll be the light to this world.
Exactly.
We'll be the hope.
Exactly. Now let's get some stew in this boy, shall we?
Yes, and in the morning maybe talk about what to do next.
Yes. Yes. I have much hope now. Thank you, even for giving yourself to this light, my friend.
Thank you all for helping me to see it.
You all kind of settle into the burgomaster's cottage. The wife begins to make a hearty stew kind of in the moment, but you can tell that she's pulling all the best things that she can. This calls for celebration. The burgomaster begins to kind of try to patch his cottage together and calls the guards, and they begin to kind of rebuild what had been destroyed through this thing. And you start to tell the stories of what had happened that day. And there is joy in Barovia for the first time that you've never sensed before. Welcome to level 5. With a long rest that you will have this evening.
Okay.
Next session, you will get the benefits of that, but you can go ahead and you can level up.
Yes.
And that is where we'll end the session for this evening. That was great,
That
guys.
was a terrible cliffhanger, dude. Terrible cliffhanger.
This called for joy instead of sorrow and a cliffhanger in this scenario.
Yep.
Holy crap, guys! I had tears in that session. I am exhausted.
Yeah.
I am ready for some chicken wings and something cold. Thank you so much, Noura and Matt, for joining us.
Hey, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Come on.
Matt and Noura. Guys.
Thank you, guys.
At this point, it is, and you guys are
Like frozen.
frozen in our. There you are. You're back now.
And in our memories frozen.
Yes.
And in our
We will. Noura will. I'm assuming still continue to join us next week in this. Rictavio, that is still up in the air depending on where the narrative and stuff goes. I'll talk to Matt about that. Because I'm not going to put him on the spot again this week. He has done his thing. Yeah. So want to thank everyone at home for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw tonight, Frigg, it was great. It was so good. You guys were so good. If you enjoyed what you saw, please consider following us or subscribing. And again, if you subscribe at any of the tiers, you get the bonus of joining our Discord to roleplay as Vistani to actually affect the storyline and the narrative of our campaign. Join us tomorrow night for Behind the Screen, where we will talk about tonight and all the questions that you have about why we did what we did and the roles that I was making behind the screen. And then Thursday night with Players Table, and then Nolzers on Sunday. And back for episode 8, which means that we're just over halfway through our season
That's right.
for Into the Mist. So there's lots more to go. I know. And it's been so freaking incredible. Thanks, Matt. If we don't see you again next week, buddy, I'm sure we'll see you back soon at some point later in this season. And thank you, everyone at home. You guys have a wonderful night. What was that?
He can't hear.
Oh, you can't hear you. Okay.
You're great.
All right. We love you guys. We'll figure out Zoom. Hopefully Zoom will do all this, all the hearts. Love you guys. Have a good night. Take care of yourselves.
Yes. Level 5.
Level 5.